The Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network is proud to present Old Dominion Athletic Conference Baseball from Fox Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Hello, baseball fans. Kyle Haney here, excited to share a Thursday at the Diamond with you, and we have a massive game. This is a big one every year when Randolph-Macon and Lynchburg get together. And no surprise, it's a big one again this season. Basically, it's going to turn into a battle for second place in the ODAC. Right now, Roanoke is at the top of the charts at 9-2. Randolph-Macon comes in 8-2 in conference. Lynchburg 7-3 in the ODAC. So this game has major implications as far as the conference standings and how things shake up the rest of the year. We're almost halfway through conference play. We're over halfway in the regular season in general. Lynchburg is the 17th ranked team in the country. They come into the game at 17-7. Randolph-Macon 16-6. The Yellow Jackets were in action on Tuesday. They beat another ranked team, North Carolina Wesleyan, 12-3. And Randolph-Macon in their last 10 is averaging over 13 runs per game. Lynchburg is over 12.5 runs per game in their last 10. They're swinging the bats well. Lynchburg in Old Dominion Athletic Conference games hitting over 340. So the offenses are cranked up. Something's got to give. We'll see how the pitching can shut down the bats on what has turned into a cold and windy day here in Central Virginia. We'll see if the weather has any effect on things. Sunshine and blue skies right now. We had a little brief rainstorm in the pregame, but we are set and ready for the first pitch. It is coming your way next in just a moment on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Lynchburg is all about you, your ideas, and your goals. We've got one professor for every 10 students, so you can get all the support you need. In the classroom, in the lab, or in nature. You'll learn by putting yourself out there, and we're right there with you.
What you're missing. It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Living the dream. USA, Mexico. I was so excited.
rough day. Jess and I are officially on a break. The couple canoe has broken up.
It's not.
How you feeling?
Living the dream.
Just canoeing. That's the Mexican side behind me. The U.S. is that way.
So far, we're all still alive.
I really want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Woo! We did it! Kind of.
My name is Alexis Fabula. I major in criminology and I double minor in psychology and criminal forensics. My favorite part about Lynchburg is the friends that I've come to have. It's helped me come out of my shell more, and it's helped me become the person I am and the student I am. I really enjoyed how small the campus was, and I also really enjoy how small the class sizes are. It made me feel like I was going to be more engaged than I would at a bigger campus. If someone was on the fence of coming to the University of Lynchburg, I would definitely love to sit down and have a conversation with them, because I'm forever grateful that I made this choice. It's definitely something that a student wouldn't regret. Out of my 4 years here, I've not had one bad experience. I've had a great 4 years, and I'm going to be very sad to go.
Tim Slusser from the Outdoor Leadership Program gave a presentation at a Teaching and Learning Resources conference here about getting his program more involved on the academic side of campus. I mentioned computers and mapping, and he mentioned caving, and eventually we came up with the idea of mapping caves.
So the week before, we were able to learn how to use the instruments kind of like on a flat surface and just kind of get a hang of how they work. But it was really amazing how once we got in the cave, it was a completely different experience using them.
It was unique. It got most of us out of our comfort zone, kind of gave us a new experience, a new taste of something new. But I think the most difficult parts were getting the lighting right. You had to read the instruments with the headlamps while keeping your eye pointed on the plot point.
This allowed them to actually literally get their hands dirty, collecting data, conducting measurements, and putting all that together in the form of a map, and doing it in a place that's never been mapped before.
Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zip line and road course. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
A lot of valuable lessons.
A wonderful version of the national anthem as we get set for baseball here at Fox Field in Lynchburg. Kyle Haney and a cast of thousands. We've got a great LHSN team that is going to work hard for you today. And we think we're going to have a really fun baseball game as well. Randolph-Macon in town. The Yellow Jackets 16-6, 8-2 in conference. They have won 2 in a row. Randolph-Macon has won 9 of their last 10. Lynchburg has been on a similar tear on the season. The Hornets are 17-7, 7-3 in conference play, and Lynchburg has won 10 of their last 12. So, yeah, something's got to give here in a midweek conference game. On the mound for Lynchburg, it will be Josh Jormund. For Jormund, this is going to be start number 6. 8 appearances coming into this point, so it's been a fairly even mix of starting and relief work for Jormund. On the season, he is 1-0. The earned run average is 5.33, struck out 19, walked 12, surrendered 15 earned runs in 25 1/3 innings of work. The wild card, Josh Jormund, on the bump today for Lynchburg. Defensively, let's go around the diamond. At first base, you've got number 5, Eric Hyatt. Second base, Ben Jones, the super sophomore. His high school teammate at shortstop is Brandon Garcia. Gavin Collins at the hot corner. In the outfield, it will be Logan Webster in left, O'Kelly McWilliams in center, and Quinn Madden in right. Doing the catching today, Sean Pokerock, as we get visited by Nick Matfield, the reigning ODAC pitcher of the week, Nick Matfield, thanks to an outstanding performance over the weekend. Apparently Sam Rice may have potentially jinxed Nick Matfield's no-hitter. No, I don't believe in jinxes, but Matfield was incredible over the weekend for Lynchburg, picking up the Pitcher of the Week honors, and now he does some other hard work on his off days. He's even still got to do some things. So congrats to Nick Matfield. Josh Jormund on the mound. Here comes the lineup that he will face. Freshman leadoff man from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, will be John Queasy, playing center field for Randolph-Macon. Carter Schmidt hits second. Miles Webb, who has a 15-game hitting streak coming into this game, bats third. Chaz Harvey is the cleanup hitter. Zach Warnowski playing third base, a freshman batting fifth. Nathan Chen, sixth. Jordan Hill, seventh. Grayson Bush, eighth. And freshman Jack Bowles in left field batting ninth. It's a Macon lineup that has 3 freshmen in the starting lineup, 2 sophomores. Oh, scratch that, 3 sophomores for Randolph-Macon in the starting lineup. So you got 6 underclassmen for the Yellow Jackets. The future is bright. It's nearly as bright as those yellow jerseys that Randolph-Macon has on. Macon in the yellow top with the gray pants. Lynchburg in their home, white on white with the black hat, red trim. We are underway. It's a 1-1 count. The lefty, Josh Jormund, working to John Queasy, freshman from Philly, playing center field for this very talented Randolph-Macon squad that is coached by Ray Hedrick in his 20th season. Lynchburg's coach is Travis Beasley. In his first season, he played for Ray Hedrick, one of the first pro players to come out of Randolph-Macon under Ray Hedrick's regime. That is Travis Beasley, who is now the head coach here at Lynchburg and has been the associate head coach. A sliding grab while we talk about the head coaches there. That was Quinn Madden that came on. It is a windy day, and so keep an eye on that breeze, see if it factors in to some situations like that. A ball that Ben Jones went out on, appeared to be underneath, but Quinn Madden called him off and then still had a long run to get there. Carter Schmidt, designated hitter from Glen Allen, Virginia. Back-to-back lefties in the lineup here for Randolph-Macon, and I believe there's more to come. But we'll hold on that thought. Miles Webb, the on-deck man, is a right-handed hitter. 1-0 count, now 2-0 as Jormund misses the zone a couple times in a row. Carter Schmidt on the season hits .354. This is game number 22 for Randolph-Macon, game number 25 for Lynchburg. Jormund, another miss, and now the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Lynchburg will be in action this Saturday at Ferrum for an ODAC doubleheader. And then our next LHSN broadcast here at Fox will come on Tuesday of next week, April the 9th, when Virginia Wesleyan comes calling. The Marlins are playing good baseball this year, and they'll be looking for revenge as Lynchburg went down to Virginia Beach and beat Wesleyan earlier this season. And that'll be the second time through the conference order as well. So really, we're starting to think about postseason play just a little bit more as we're into the month of April. Here's Miles Webb. He'll have to hold as Josh Jormund will throw over to first base. Good catch from Eric Hyatt popping off over there. Miles Webb, 15-game hitting streak for the senior from Norfolk. He has hit safely in 20 of his last 21. He's a career .359 hitter, And he has been the most dangerous man in the Randolph-Macon lineup up to this point. He certainly had some help, though. A bunch of power throughout this lineup. Good hitters. It's a team that doesn't strike out as much. They strike out a little bit more than Lynchburg, who is really elite in that category. Here's a ball that skips in. Pokey blocked it, but then the bounce sort of befuddled him. He couldn't find it, and the runner will advance to second. That's Schmidt cruising in to second base, and now Miles Webb has a runner in scoring position. Webb has driven in just 20 this year. I say just 20 because that's actually third on the team in RBI, but he's got 38 hits. He hits .413 on the season. He has been really good. He'll bang this one to right field. This is a long run for Quinn Madden. He'll slide into another one and make the catch on the line. Runner will tag. Strong throw from Madden. That's not in time, but what a grab right there. I don't know if that ball was fair or foul, but Quinn Madden covered a lot of ground to slide feet first along the foul line there to make that catch. That was nice from Quinn Madden. 2 outs. It's a big out there as well. Schmidt moves up to third. This is the catcher, Chaz Harvey. Harvey hits .270 on the season. He's driven in 19. That was really good stuff early in the game for Quinn Madden. That would be good stuff at any point in the game. But the fact that you got the runner on there, that runner scores if that ball drops, if it's fair. It was close to being foul. And from the naked eye, really tough to tell. Might have been tough for our umpires to make that call as well. 1-0 count. Jorman missed again to Harvey. Here's the pitch. Much closer there. Looked like it was right on the batter's box line, but also a ball. 2-0 to Chaz Harvey. Freshman Zach Warnikowski on deck. Another away target from Sean Pokerock. Jorman holds, now delivers in the dirt. Pokey stops that one, keeps it right underneath his body. Remember that runner Schmidt got to second base on a ball that skipped away from Sean Pokerock. Just enough. Doesn't take much when you've got speed. Randolph-Macon does run the base as well. 45 stolen bases this season. Lynchburg has 57 as a team. 3-0 count. Jorman gets across there. Now the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Top of the first inning here at Fox Field in Lynchburg. Lynchburg is 7-3 at home this season. Randolph-Macon, a winning record on the road this year at 6-4. Oh, good spot right there. Jorman went inside, locked up Chaz Harvey. I think he was hoping it was going to be a ball, tried to sell it a little bit to our umpire, who called him back, and now the count is full. 2 outs in the top of the first. Big pitch coming from Josh Jorman. Deep breaths, holds, fires. Slash to the shortstop, Brandon Garcia. Good job to attack that ball and throw accurately on the move for the final out of the first inning. Not 3 up, 3 down, but a pretty good one for Lynchburg as Macon strands 1 runner at third base. And we head to the bottom of the first inning in just a moment on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Getting set for the bottom of the first inning, Lynchburg will send up Brandon Garcia, O'Kelly McWilliams, Ben Jones, Eric Hyatt, Quinn Madden, Gavin Collins, Joe Munitz, the designated hitter, batting 7th in this game. Logan Webster 8th, Sean Pokerock rounds out the lineup. They will face Bear Bowers, a junior from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. We saw Bear Bowers a little bit last year in the ODAC tournament, the Final Four of the ODAC tournament at the University of Richmond. Bowers impressed there. He's got good numbers on the season. This is start number 1, though, for Bear Bowers. 8 appearances. This will be his first start. So you'd call this a spot start in the big leagues, but this tells you a little bit about the game plan maybe for Randolph-Macon. They did throw Drew Ramos has been a weekend starter for Macon. You've also got Colin Casey that's taken the ball in a lot of those weekend double dips as well. And then some other guys that have started. Carter Schuma started on Tuesday against North Carolina Wesleyan, and Schuma had been the guy to take the previous ODAC midweek start. So this is a little bit of a change for Randolph-Macon. Bear Bowers is super talented. We saw that last year. Lynchburg will have a pretty good game plan against him, but expect Macon to have a good game plan against the Lynchburg hitters. Brandon Garcia leading off. 2-strike count here against Mr. Bear Bowers. The earned run average is 3.27. Garcia's going to slash this through the hole, and leadoff man is aboard for Lynchburg. That extends a hitting streak for Brandon Garcia. That didn't take long. He's up to 9 in a row now. Hollywood has hit safely in 13 of his last 14. Great stuff there from the sophomore shortstop for Lynchburg. Brandon Garcia is 6th in the country in runs, by the way. And you're not going to score a lot of runs without getting some of those leadoff singles and being on the bags for the rest of this talented lineup. O'Kelly McWilliams will show the bunt. He's got that out early. This ball is away and chased down by the catcher, Chaz Harvey. Back to Bowers for just a little bit. 0-1 on the season in those 8 previous appearances. Only 11 innings of work. Struck out 14, walked 7. So he's got a really nice 2-to-1 K to walk ratio. This could be a short spot start deal. Give us 1, 2, 3 innings. Or it could be, hey, if Bear Bowers is pitching effectively, then Coach Ray Hedrick may let him run with this thing. Brandon Garcia may be running here. He is. Fastball inside. Not a bad pitch to throw on, but Harvey sailed that one a bit. Brandon Garcia slides in safely. A stolen base there for Lynchburg. That will be number 58 on the season for the Hornets as a team. Brandon Garcia is 2nd in that category. He's now 17 for 19 in the stolen base department. 2-0 count. McWilliams has not seen a strike just yet from Bear Bowers. Corners are even with the bags. Actually, first baseman is slightly behind over there. Brandon Garcia running again. This could be a closer play. Picked out of there at third by Warnikowski, but really it was too far from the bag for him to have an attempted play. 2 stolen bases for Brandon Garcia. And now it's a 3-0 count on O'Kelly McWilliams. Brandon Garcia now with multiple stolen bases. Here's a good stat. Lynchburg, when they steal multiple bags in a game, they're 12-2 so far this season when they get multiple stolen bases. 3-0 count for O'Kelly McWilliams. Ben Jones is on deck. Bowers threw nothing but strikes to Brandon Garcia, the leadoff man. Now finally gets one across to IV, O'Kelly McWilliams IV. The nickname is Ivy because of the IV, the Roman numerals. Corners are in. Again, scratch that. Just the third baseman, Warnikowski, in for Randolph-Macon. McWilliams will foul this one away, and now the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lynchburg beat Eastern Mennonite this weekend, 22-12 and 8-3. That 8-3 game was the game where Nick Matfield took a no-hitter deep into the proceedings. Great start for him. Matfield might be closing in, getting back to that form that he exhibited a few years ago when he was a first-team all-conference player for the Lynchburg Hornets. Another foul ball from O'Kelly McWilliams. And we'll try again here with nobody out in the bottom of the first. Macon got one on. Carter Schmidt walked, got all the way to third, what was left stranded there in the top of the first. Oh, that one right off the knuckles there from IV. But it is another foul ball. Ben Jones waiting on deck. Ben Jones is 6th in the country in walks. So you got some guys that are in the top 10 of some national statistical categories for Lynchburg. And a big reason why they're 17-7 this season. Here's the pitch. McWilliams will foul another one away. And Lynchburg is the 17th ranked team in the country. They are the defending national champs. So 17-7 by most metrics and most standards is really good. But when you're the defending national champs, you really get judged by a higher standard, probably one that's slightly unfair. But that's the penalty of excellence, they say. McWilliams will shoot this one hard to the first base side. Good grab over there by Miles Webb. The run will score. So it's an RBI ground out for O'Kelly McWilliams. It was really a pretty nice save to keep that ball in the infield there by Miles Webb. Ball was hit with some pace and velocity, and then I think it took a weird hop on Webb, but he stuck with it there and made the grab. So Lynchburg leads 1-0. Ben Jones hitting with one out, and the base is clear, and his team has scored a run. It was a no-out RBI there from O'Kelly McWilliams. As we have recently been talking about, when do most RBIs happen? With none, one, or two outs. The breakdown statistically is interesting, but maybe not that noteworthy for this discussion as Bowers skips a fastball in, and now the count is even at 1-1 to Ben Jones. I already mentioned his walks. He's 6th in the country there. Ben Jones has walked 28 times this season. 28 walks to just 14 strikeouts. Ben Jones will yank one down the line, but that's foul. Benny Bombs has also been hit 5 times. And that's part of the reason why the director of baseball analytics, Brady Moore, was calling Ben Jones Benny Bases. Because in addition to hitting some bombs and being explosive, finds a way to get on base. And really one of the best in the business at that. Ben Jones will shoot this one into center field. Wind will make this into somewhat of a difficult play for John Queasy, but he does, in the end, make the catch for the second out of the inning. Here's another guy that really gets on base a lot, Eric Hyatt. Actually has a slightly higher on-base percentage than Benny Bases, Ben Jones. Eric Hyatt's OBP is .495, Ben Jones .491. And that comes from 23 walks, 4 hit by pitch, and Eric Hyatt also has 21 base hits on the season. There's a fastball at the knees from Bear Bowers, and the junior has gotten ahead of Eric Hyatt, 0-1. Infield back to regular depth, outfield slightly deeper. Eric Hyatt does have some power in his tank. Hyatt on the season, just 1 home run, 4 doubles. I believe in the career, he has 2 career home runs and now 16 career doubles for Eric Hyatt, a junior from Woodbridge, Virginia. 1-1 count. Good location there from Bear Bowers. Hyatt kind of backed the hips away from that. That ended up being a strike. 1-2, 2 outs. Macon's going to send 5, 6, 7 up in their half of the second inning. Here's a 2-strike delivery to Hyatt. Low and away, ball 2. On deck is Quinn Madden. Quinn Madden has put together a season to remember. It was really a March to remember for Quinn Madden. His start to the year, first 5 or 6 games in February, wasn't great. But when he got switched on, man, it was electric. Hyatt under this one. Will it stay in play? It will not. Wind blowing that direction. Wind is blowing sort of in from the scoreboard in right center over our heads and over the Randolph-Macon dugout, exactly where that ball was hit. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Good off-speed pitch, it looked like, from Bowers. He was strutting his way off the mound, but instead it's ball 3. Full count to Eric Hyatt. He really is one of the best at this. Does not offer at a lot of bad pitches. or any, it seems like. Eric Hyatt will blast this one into right center field. Just a single, but it keeps the inning going. It's Lynchburg's second hit of the ball game. Brandon Garcia, the leadoff man, got a single, a two-strike single in his first at-bat. So maybe note that there. Two-strike hitting from both Garcia and Eric Hyatt. Back to Lynchburg taking so many walks as a team, which we always talk about. Nearly 6 per game now. 143 coming into the game. You don't take a lot of walks unless you get to a lot of deep counts, and that includes 2 strike counts. So you better be comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Oh, check swing from Quinn Madden. That's a little excuse me single into right field that will keep the inning going. That was not with 2 strikes. That was on the first pitch. Madden wanted to hold up. Bat was in the zone and had a pretty good attack angle going through the zone because it just kind of squirts in between the second and the first baseman. Eric Hyatt was nearly in the way of that one as well. It's back-to-back singles, 3 in the inning. Lynchburg might be in business here again with 2 outs. Hornets already lead 1-0. See if Gavin Collins can take advantage. This almost feels like playing with house money a little bit for Gavin Collins because you've gotten back-to-back 2-out hits when your team has already scored a run. It's really a good situation to maybe roll the dice and go all in on one. Possibly too many casino gestures in one, or not gestures, but phrases. Too many casino phrases in one at bat there. 1-1 count for Gavin Collins. Wind is blowing in. Doesn't mean Gavin Collins won't leave the yard. 5 home runs. That's second on the team to Quinn Madden, who leads off at first. Eric Hyatt at second. Now it's a 1-2 count. Bear Bowers has been forced to throw a lot of pitches this inning. He really has not thrown the ball bad, but has turned into a long half. Hyatt bounces off. Collins will foul one off. And we'll try the 1-2 delivery again in just a second. Yeah, Bowers fell behind O'Kelly McWilliams, but actually it ended up getting him to ground out. Other than that, he's definitely been in the zone. Surrendered 3 singles. Checks Hyatt, who bounces off. There's a fastball that came in up. Bowers was off the mound, headed towards his dugout again. It's a 2-2 count now, 2 on with 2 outs. Joe Munitz, the designated hitter. Lefty swinger on deck for Lynchburg. Bowers checks Hyatt again, comes inside on Gavin Collins. Chopper, swinging bunt, tough play. Good play on the move there by the third baseman, Zach Wernikowski. That was brilliant stuff to get that one barehanded and sling it across to get Gavin Collins. So Lynchburg does get 1. They leave 2 on. Hornets are on top early, 1-0 after 1 complete at Foxy. It's the top of the second inning here. Lynchburg leading 1-0. Kyle Haney having so much fun in the press box. The Daniel E. Wooldridge press box. We want some audience participation, though. We want some comments. We want to see who's watching. So, of course, we've got the comment in the chat feature. And we would like you to guess how many All-Americans all-time the University of Lynchburg has. Not just baseball, but all athletics all-time, All-Americans. So, just off the top of my head, educated guess says it's got to be in the hundreds, I would think. Lynchburg athletics has been around for a long time. I don't know when the NCAA started doing D3 All-Americans. But, you know, and you could do some research. That might ruin the fun if you just research the answer, although it might be difficult, fans, to actually completely find the answer. Josh Jorman is on the mound here to begin inning number 2 as we discuss All-Americans. I mean, you just got to think, Lynchburg baseball last year had a couple, Zach Potts, Jack Batchmore. And so that's just one sport in one season. Not that every sport is going to have one. But I think the number's got to be high. Base hit bunt attempt by the third baseman, Zach Warnikowski, is foul. Warnikowski made a good play defensively for the final out of that first inning, where Lynchburg did get 3 hits, but they score 1 run. Lynchburg leaves 2 on. So again, if you missed it, we want some audience participation. Feel free to comment even more, but we're looking for what number of All-Americans all-time University of Lynchburg athletics has. Randolph-Macon fans, we want you to get in on this as well. Randolph-Macon's probably got quite a few All-Americans all-time. And if you're not into commenting, that's fine. It'll just break our hearts. Broken hearts heal, that's all. But we would like you to comment and see what kind of interaction we can get on the stream today. Remember, keep it all friendly and polite. If you're a Randolph-Macon fan, you could make your guess and say, yeah, but I bet the Yellow Jackets have more. That's good fun. That's good, clean banter. So that's what we're looking for today, and we know the baseball is going to be great. It's already been great. Carson Atkins is tuning in, saying hi. Let's go, man. Talk about a guy who was so much fun to watch last year. I think it was around this time last season that Carson Atkins went on his real heater that he was on. Remember when Carson Atkins couldn't get out at all last year? He had a big home run, the University of Richmond. Oh, that ball tipped Jorman's glove. Garcia was going to have a play, and then it sort of caromed off his leather. That should be a base hit for Zach Warnikowski. Pretty good long at bat there, because we spent most of that at bat talking about All-Americans and saying hi to Carson Atkins, and in that whole time there, Warnikowski was hitting. It's actually the first hit for Macon. If it is ruled a hit, I think it will be. And Warnikowski, who's a freshman from Chapel Hill, seems to run well. Let's get you some stolen base numbers for Warnikowski, as Josh Jorman knows the game plan. He'll throw over on him right there. Zach Warnikowski, 5 for 6 in the stolen base department this season. His average is .403. This guy's a freshman. We used to say a true freshman. He's a true freshman from Chapel Hill, Zach Warnikowski. Really having an outstanding first-year campaign for Randolph-Macon. He's aboard for sophomore Nathan Chen, the right fielder. Is batting with 1 on and no out here in inning number 2. Close pitch there from Josh Jorman, but that is a ball. And now it's a 1-ball, no strike count. Jordan Hill is on deck for Randolph-Macon. Nathan Chen this season. This will be start number 10 for him. He's hitting at .333. It is a slightly different lineup for Randolph-Macon. They're dealing with some injuries. Most teams do. I mean, if you can stay injury-free completely through a college baseball season, then hats off to you. That's more pure luck, I would think, than anything special that you've done. If you could keep the same 9 or 10 in the batting order and then have the same starting pitchers and relievers available every day, that would be pretty incredible in the modern game. There's to be a 2-seam fastball that missed from Jorman. Now the count is 2-1. We're in the top of the second inning. I'm told about the All-American answer. We're going to release that answer later on in the game. Tim LaDuca, the director of athletic communication here at Lynchburg, has the answer about the number of All-Americans. We're seeing if you might have the answer as well. Even if you could just name the number in one sport, that would be ultra impressive on its own. 2-1 count. Jorman, long hold, stares in. Now the pitch. Got a big swing from Nathan Chen. That'll be strike number 2. 2-2 count with nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Lynchburg leads 1-0. Brandon Garcia got on stole second, stole third. O'Kelly McWilliams grounded out to first for the only RBI of the game thus far. Decent lead for Warnikowski, does not go. High heater from Josh Jorman. That's his first strikeout of the ball game. And there's one away in the top of the second. Jorman on the season, pitching-wise, has thrown it pretty good. He's taken the ball in some pretty tough games as well. Appearance number 9, start number 6. Runner will go. Fake bunt attempt. Ooh, runner's caught up in a rundown. Jones will have to catch and throw pretty quickly. Warnikowski slid back in. Eric Hyatt is beside himself. He was sure that Lynchburg had Warnikowski out at first. Here comes another look at it. Travis Beasley is actually coming out talking to the home plate umpire here. And you can make the call yourself, fans. That was a close one. Interesting there by Warnikowski. I mean, he got halfway between first and second and then put the brakes on and tried to get back. It was a bunt attempt from Jordan Hill. Perhaps Coach Travis Beasley, as you get a look at his conversation with the umpire, Bees might be saying the hitter interfered with the catcher's throw on the bunt attempt. I just saw the way he was gesturing at home plate there. So that could be part of the conversation. It looks like it has fallen on deaf ears, whatever Travis Beasley had to say. And we're set to go again here. It's an 0-1 count. It was a called strike. I think Jordan Hill did not offer it the bunt, actually. I think he pulled it back. But it's 0-1. Warnikowski on first. Jorman will take a shot at him over there. It might actually be a good time to steal after you've nearly been picked off or thrown out in some interesting circumstances. Maybe Jorman was thinking that and decided to throw. Breaking ball, that was very close. Long hold there from Sean Pokerock, but it is ball one. 1-1 count with one out. We're in the top of the second. Looks like we've got a good crowd out here at Fox today. It is windy. It feels like wintertime again. 5-hopper to Gavin Collins. Catches, throws to second for the first one. Lynchburg gets the other one at first base. It's tic-tac-toe around the diamond time for the Lynchburg defense as they turn a double play to get out of the second inning unscathed. Hornets lead 1-0 over the Yellow Jackets.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
When creating a sustainable future, your choices matter, even your choice of a college. The University of Lynchburg is the first college in Virginia to go carbon neutral. Our dining hall is Green Restaurant certified. We compost all of our food waste and purchase our electricity from landfill gas. Now we're turning a hazardous lake into a thriving urban wetland. When you choose Lynchburg, you leave a smaller footprint while building a better tomorrow.
Fox Field is looking beautiful. It's a green deck to play on as usual. Had quite a bit of rain yesterday morning, but we're set and ready to go. Playing surface is pretty much perfect. Thank you for that, Mr. Neves. And Gary Criswell pointing out that Dan Wooldridge, who the press box is named after here at Fox Field, it's the Daniel E. Wooldridge press box, said he was the man that hired him as an ODAC umpire in the 80s. That's a great little fact there, Gary Criswell. We said hello to Carson Atkins. Not sure who Ryan is, but he sounds like a smart guy based on the comment in the chat there. But remember, we're looking for how many All-Americans do you think Lynchburg might have all time? as a school? Just throw out a number. It's got to be over 100. I'm thinking over 200. I'm thinking educated guess here as Bear Bowers works to Joe Munitz, by the way. I'm thinking educated guess somewhere between 200 and 300. I don't know. Maybe that's way off. Anyway, let's get back to baseball, at least for a moment, as Joe Munitz hits with a 2-1 count. Joe Munitz is a guy that's really been getting more and more at bats as the season has gone on. Kind of started out as a bunting specialist, but look at that swing. You lay the metal like that, you're going to get more at bats. Joe Munitz turn and burn around first. He'll cruise into second base. It's a leadoff double, and the leadoff man is on in back-to-back innings for Lynchburg. That's hit number 4. Joe Munitz on the season now. That is his 10th hit of the year. 4 doubles. Munitz has 3 successful sacrifice hits, so basically a sacrifice bunt. In the stats, it looks like it's called a sacrifice hit. But Munitz, that was a real skill for him early on, was coming in those sacrifice bunt rolls with some pressure and putting down a good bunt. But now, the swing is just so good, it's hard to keep him on the bench. And you saw Exhibit A right there, pumping a double into right field. He's in scoring position for Logan Webster. Webster is another guy who's been coming on very strong as of late. 313 on the season, 2 homers, 1 triple, 5 doubles. Webster's got that combination of speed and power. 1-1 count. Bear Bauer still out there working for Randolph-Macon. Feels like he's throwing the ball pretty good. Just a long inning there in the first that maybe is a slight cause for concern. Bowers picked the leg and then spun to second. Inside move. Joe Munitz was ready. He scrambles back ahead of the throw. And now it's a 1-1 count. Nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Lynchburg leading 1-0. A patented Lynchburg double play. Say patented because they were the best in the nation at turning double plays last season. Ball in the dirt. Good composed stop by Chaz Harvey to not let that one get by him. But it's a 2-1 count now. On deck for Lynchburg, their catcher, Sean Pokerock. That one also missed the zone for Bear Bowers, and now it's a 3-1 count. Hasn't walked anybody yet. Fallen behind a couple hitters. Lynchburg did have a couple 2-out base hits, including Brandon Garcia. Joe Munitz is just now with two strikes. This ball sent into the right center gap, and that's down. Wind kind of helped knock that one down. Munitz is going to turn around third. We got to play at the plate. Strong throw on the relay. Munitz is going to try to get in a rundown. Maybe Logan Webster can advance. He cannot. Thrown out at home. Aggressive base running from Lynchburg, but a strong throw to get Joe Munitz out at the plate. 5th hit of the ball game for Lynchburg, but it ends up resulting in an out. Here's another look at Munitz trying to get in that rundown. Just couldn't stay in it quite long enough for Logan Webster to advance to second. That's your goal there. And really, as a base runner, when you know you're going to be out, that's one of your better options. Some coaches will tell you, hey, slide hard, feet first. Maybe the ball will pop out of the guy's glove. But when the catcher's coming to meet you so far up the line like that, even that can be difficult. And a good play by Chaz Harvey to make sure he got the out as Munitz was retreating back to third base. Sean Pokerock will take a strike, and now it's an 0-1 count. Pokey comes into the game hitting .256. He has left the yard twice. 4 doubles for Sean Pokerock. Month of March was much better for him as well, and you can say that about pretty much everybody in the Lynchburg lineup. And that's not uncommon, obviously, as the pitchers are going to be ahead of hitters early in the season. Cold, harder to hit in February. Don't get as much carry and travel on the baseball. So when the weather starts warming up, typically the bats start warming as well, and that has been the case for Lynchburg. As a team, the Hornets were just hitting .226 through their first 9 games. Now they're all the way up to .304. So that team number tells you a lot. Lynchburg in ODAC-only games, hitting .342. That's pretty solid, especially when you know that the Old Dominion Athletic Conference has got some of the best pitching around, top to bottom. To be hitting over .340 as a team against your conference foes, say that's a nice little feather in the cap and a big reason why Lynchburg is 7-3 in the ODAC. 1-2 count to Sean Pokerock. Breaking ball outside, got a sniff from Pokey, but he laid off, and now the count is even at 2-2. 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. The leadoff hitter, Brandon Garcia, is on deck. He's 1 for 1 already in this game. Logan Webster, threat to run, leading off at first. Looks like he might have been on the go there. Good pickoff move from Bowers. First baseman Miles Webb had to scramble a little bit. Actually did nice to catch that ball and apply a tag, all while sort of falling over Webster on the dive over there. Bowers checks the pitch communication device on the wrist. And now he's set at the letters. Jump spin, pickoff attempt again. Logan Webster safe at first. The wind seems to be increasing. I see some fans with shorts on out there. That feels like a mistake today. Temperatures mid-50s, but the wind is like a sustained 20 miles an hour. Oh, that one hit Sean Pokerock in the elbow guard. That's still going to sting a little bit. You can just tell from Pokey's body language, he's not in a big rush to go down to first. I think he's trying to shrug off some pain there. Just a fastball that missed from Bear Bowers. And here is Brandon Garcia. Second at bat of the game comes in the bottom of the second inning. Garcia's 1 for 1. And thanks to that single, he's now got a 9-game hit streak. Hollywood has hit safely in 13 of his last 14. Brandon Garcia has multi-hit games in 9 of his last 14. So in that same span, he's hit safely in 13 games and 9 of them multi-hit games. He could make that 10 right here. Runners on first and second. Ground ball right here would be huge for Randolph-Macon. They've already displayed some very solid infield defense. 1-0 count. You can just see the wind on your screen. I said 20 mile an hour sustained. I mean, the gust might be kicking up in that 30 or 40 range. 1-1 now. As Bowers got across with what looked to be a sinking two-seam fastball. Sean Pokerock leads off at first. Logan Webster at second. O'Kelly McWilliams, the fourth, on deck for Lynchburg. Bowers checks the runner. Now kicks and fires. Garcia was ready for that. Yanked it into the Randolph-Macon dugout. Hope everybody's okay there. And the count moves to 1-2. Brandon Garcia led the team last season with 63 hits. That was as a freshman. He's up to 31 hits now. So almost halfway to that total, really. That was a close one from Bear Bowers. Breaking ball, I guess, came over the zone. Garcia's up to 31 through 25 games. So not exactly on pace to get to 63 like he did last year. Lynchburg, you have to remember, had all those postseason games, 18 postseason games. Garcia's little multi-hit stat's going to have to hold because he'll flare that one to left. And that's an F7 put out for the second out of the inning. Joe Munitz doubled. Got thrown out at home on a Logan Webster single. Sean Pokerock hit by a pitch. Brandon Garcia just flew out. That brings up O'Kelly McWilliams. An RBI ground out in his first at bat. Webster, good wheels at second. He'll be a threat to score on any base hit. Fastball low and in from Bear Bowers. It's another long inning for Bowers. I mean, if Randolph-Macon had hopes for him going deep in the game, they might be put on hold just because of the volume of pitches early in these first 2 innings. Another good sprawl and save from the catcher, Chaz Harvey. You throw so many pitches early, it's really tough to bounce back and continue to go. You could throw 100 pitches in a game, but if you throw 50 in the first 2 innings, well, then all of a sudden, you know, you're only on pace to get that 100 in 4 innings. It's not that it can't be done, but it just becomes increasingly more difficult as you have to keep laboring. And now it's a 3-0 count on O'Kelly McWilliams. Middle target. And it wasn't exactly middle. That ball tailed in to the inner third of the plate, but it is a strike. And now 3 balls and 1 strike is the count with 2 outs on IV. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Runners on first and second. Lynchburg left 2 on in the first. That's ball 4. It's actually the first walk of the game that Bowers has issued. He's been around the plate, but as usual, Lynchburg really makes you work as a pitcher. They run a lot of long counts. Lynchburg has gotten some 2-strike hits in this game. Some 2-out hits in the first inning. Made that one last a little bit longer. And here comes a chat. Ray Hedrick, not quite on a sprint, but on a healthy jog out there to the mound to talk to his pitcher. It may not be Ray Hedrick, maybe an assistant coach. 2 outs, bases loaded for Ben Jones. Ben Jones on the season has driven in 26. Second on the team behind Quinn Madden, who has driven in 36. 26 RBI for Benton Jones. 2 homers, 2 triples, 3 doubles, and that boatload of walks. Ben Jones has 28 of them. 6th in the country coming into today. A walk would produce an RBI here. Ben Jones would probably be okay with that. I think he's looking for more, though. Looking for that explosive one. Something that would go along with the nickname. 0-1 count as Bowers figures out the breaking ball. That comes over for a strike. It's one of those classic overhand 12-6 kind of a curveballs from Bowers. He's got great movement on the fastball. A nice changeup to go with everything else. There's a hard fastball that just missed. Harvey kind of skipped the throw back into him. But all is well with the bases loaded. Speed all around the bags, really. I mean, Sean Pokerock, for a catcher, he runs pretty good himself. He's at second base right now. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Ben Jones. Inside, wanted it, took a slash, but came up empty. And now it's 1-2. See if Lynchburg can produce another 2-strike hit. This would be another 2-out hit as well. Already a couple of those. Bowers set, fires in. Ben Jones got a piece and fouled it away. Seeing some of the game plan there, try to get it under Ben Jones' hands. He's another guy like Lynchburg has a lot of guys. Crowds the plate. He's on the batter's box line there, toes on the line. Covering the outer half, making it difficult for a pitcher to come inside. See if Bowers tries it again. He did, got him swinging. Base is loaded with 2 outs, so the catcher Harvey can just step on home plate after the drop third strike. And that's how the inning will end. Lynchburg threatens, but they leave the sacks packed. Hornets hold on to a 1-0 advantage through 2 complete at Fox Field in Lynchburg.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
All right, we're set for the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 1-0 Lynchburg lead. Hornets have left 5 on in the first 2 innings. And it's a pretty good balanced offensive attack as usual for Lynchburg. They actually only have 1 walk so far. We're usually saying the Hornets have a bunch of walks, but 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch. They both came in that second inning, but Lynchburg does leave 3 stranded, and 1 was thrown out at home plate. Nice defensive work from Randolph-Macon so far. Defense always has been a strong suit. Ray Hedrick in his 20th season, ODAC Coach of the Year in 2008, 2018, and 2019. 472 wins, I think, at last check for Ray Hedrick. I may be off by a win or 2 or 3 there for Coach Hedrick, but he's one of the best. 16 straight winning seasons for Randolph-Macon. They have won 9 of their last 10. This ball is pumped into right center field. Let's see if O'Kelly McWilliams can get there. He will. What a grab by Ivy. Another one where I think the wind did help knock it down slightly, but don't take anything away from an outstanding running catch from O'Kelly McWilliams IV. That's the first out of the 3rd inning. Jack Bowles, freshman from Mechanicsville, steps in the batter's box. Another lefty swinger for Randolph-Macon. And one of 3 freshmen in this starting lineup. 3 freshmen, 3 sophomore. Miles Webb is a senior. Chaz Harvey is a junior. Grayson Bush, who just flew out, a senior. So somewhat of a youth movement in swing here for Randolph-Macon. They were talented last season. Yellow Jackets and Hornets split the regular season series. Each team won the home game. And then Lynchburg took down Randolph-Macon 3-0 at the University of Richmond in that first game of the ODAC Final Four play. But these teams have always been ultra competitive with each other. So much so that in the last 10, it's an even 5-5 split between Macon and Lynchburg. And they're both usually ranked. They're both usually playing for maybe an ODAC regular season championship. This one slapped backwards to the opposite field. What a play by Gavin Collins on the back foot there, throwing a strong one across to get Jack Bowles. We always talk about Gavin Collins with the running throws, the run-throughs, all the angles, the sidearm stuff. Now, this one is just almost, as I said, on the heels, on the back foot there, trying to play a weird hop and putting the weight on that back leg, the right leg, and firing across. You almost become like a pitcher at that point. Same way the pitcher loads up on the rubber. That's kind of the way you have to think as a third baseman. But there you're looking at a full 120 feet or more across the diamond. That's a strong throw from Gavin Collins. So 2 good defensive plays from Lynchburg. Both squads flashing the leather. I mean, nothing really highlight reel just yet. Lynchburg turned the double play. Nothing that's going to maybe make you stand up and say, wow, but just some really solid stuff defensively. Some plays that you should not take for granted as a baseball fan. 3-0 count as Jorman has fallen behind John Queasy. The freshman from Philly flew out to right in his first at bat. Jorman does hit the outer half with a strike there. Now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Carter Schmidt is on deck. Macon has 1 hit. They got 1 base runner on a walk. Ground ball, right side. Ben Jones is there. Feet on the outfield grass. He'll straighten up and fire to first for the final out of the inning on a cold and windy Thursday. We're having fun at Fox Field.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level But also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
Eric Hyatt leads off for Lynchburg. He singled in his first at bat. Quinn Madden on deck, Gavin Collins in the hole. We've got a 1-0 ball game. Lynchburg leading Randolph-Macon on a windy and chilly Thursday in early April. Looks like it's going to be somewhat cold Saturday when Lynchburg travels to Ferrum to take on the Panthers. And then the Hornets back at home Tuesday, hosting Virginia Wesleyan. Those midweek games are going to Tuesdays, the next little run through. Breaking ball from Bowers for a strike. Still out there getting after it for Randolph-Macon. I talked about he has thrown a lot of pitches. Let's check in on the live stats and get you that number. Great way to watch a ball game is to follow along with the live stats at lynchburgsports.com, and that's a website you should be frequenting anyway, lynchburgsports.com. And check us out on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. Sign up for the email alerts. I get a little bonus in the paycheck every time I tell you to sign up for the email alerts. That's a joke. About the paycheck, not the bonus. No, breaking ball for a ball as we try to collect our thoughts and get things back on track. It's a 1-2 count with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning. Lynchburg leading 1-0. Hyatt, bouncer up the middle. Nice play to come across there and get him out. That was the shortstop, Grayson Bush, who's a senior. He's been a starter for this Macon squad for 3 or 4 years now. Grayson Bush has put together a pretty healthy resume and made a good grab on a ball that was bounding up the middle there. One out with Quinn Madden, who's been on a tear. Quinn Madden in the month of March, so he has to dodge an inside fastball. Quinn Madden in the month of March drove in 35 runners on 32 hits in the month of March. And it equates to 1.78 hits per game. Quinn Madden has base hits in 13 of his last 14. Let's see if this results in one. High fly, deep right field, and that's down. Right fielder got completely twisted around because of the wind. That's Nathan Chen out there in right field. That was a high one from Quinn Madden. The wind, I think, knocked it down on Nathan Chen. That's a clean single, though. Quinn Madden has 2 hits now. A multi-hit game again for Quinn Madden. He now has 11 multi-hit games on the season. Madden has hit safely in 14 of his last 15. He's 2 for 2 in this game. That is hit number 6 on the game for Lynchburg. They only lead 1-0. They've gotten 1 base runner thrown out at home, and they've left 5 stranded. But Lynchburg's been swinging it well. Madden might be picked here. Bounced off, tried to slide in head first, and Macon got him. Bear Bowers with a really savvy pick move there. He saw Madden bouncing off. Second baseman broke in. That was Jordan Hill. Ended up executing that perfectly. Lynchburg has now lost 2 base runners on the bags. 1 thrown out at home, 1 picked off, and all of a sudden there's 2 outs for Gavin Collins. Collins waves at an off-speed pitch, and now it's an 0-1 count. Okay, so it's 66 pitches now for Bear Bowers through 3 innings, through 2 2/3 here. We've got 2 outs in the third. Macon dugout coming alive. They love it. They like what Bear Bowers has got going on out there. And this really has been his best inning so far, although he did surrender sort of a weird double to Quinn Madden. Breaking ball that bounced well ahead of the plate. Collins holds, and now it's a 1-2 count. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Lynchburg leading 1-0. So yeah, the live stats, you can get all that information. Should be up to 67 pitches now for Bear Bowers. He surrendered 6 hits, walked 1, hit 1. Bowers set with a 1-2 to Collins. He flares that foul. Here comes another 2-strike delivery from Bear Bowers. Off speed again. Collins can't pull the trigger, and that's Bowers' second punch out of the game. Not quite a true 3-up, 3-down inning, but Lynchburg only sends 3 to the plate as Quinn Madden gets erased on a pickoff. We're moving to the top of the 4th inning with Lynchburg leading Randolph-Macon 1-0.
If I'm walking around over on the crowd side, I always hear someone yelling, "Hey Nat, take our picture. Hey Nat, get this," or something, or "Hey Nat, you got that shot?" Like, so I'm always like trying to photograph the crowds and my friends calling my name. I think sports at Lynchburg unifies us as a whole. No matter what background we come from, what differences we have, and what experience we've experienced through our lives, it brings us all together and we have one goal, which is to win. As a photographer, I definitely get to capture the emotion and the feel and the atmosphere of what's going on during the games and what's happening in the crowd and with the fans. We have hugely dedicated fans here at Lynchburg. They come out whether it's rain, snow, sleet, windy, no matter what, like they will come out and support their team and cheer them on. They will sit through anything. It's just, it brings us all together as one.
We're set for the 4th inning. Lynchburg leading 1-0. Hornets got that one in the bottom of the first. It's donuts all the way around for both squads in the rest of the innings. It's Carter Schmidt, who was the first base runner in the ball game for Randolph-Macon. He's going to be on again. He walked in his first plate appearance. He's been hit now. Josh Jorman's, I believe, 43rd pitch of the ball game. So we were giving you the pitch count for Bear Bowers. Josh Jorman not quite at 50 pitches yet. Jorman actually had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the third. Jorman has given up 1 hit, and he's now hit 1 and walked 1. The hit and the base on balls and the hit by pitch to the same guy, Carter Schmidt, who leads off at first. Here's Miles Webb. Flew out to right in his first at bat. Webb is riding a 15-game hitting streak. He has hit successfully in 20 of his last 21. Randolph-Macon 332 as a team, and that's in all games, but that's good for second best in ODAC play. Their team ERA is the best in conference, 4.17 earned run average as a squad for the Yellow Jackets. And we've already seen Randolph-Macon play some defense as well. So really they've got all the phases of the game operating at a fairly high level. Chopper foul from Miles Webb, and it's an 0-1 count with nobody out. Chaz Harvey, the catcher, is on deck. Zach Warnowski, the freshman third baseman, in the hole. He's got the only hit of the ball game thus far off Lynchburg starter Josh Jorman, pitching successfully into the 4th inning for the Hornets. Jorman threw 15 pitches this weekend against EMU in one of those doubleheader affairs, but he's fairly rubber-armed. If you don't know that term, it just means he can pitch a lot and doesn't seem to get the same kind of soreness like some pitchers do. Sometimes that is all relative too. Some guys can just pitch through some soreness and some pain. But others, they truly just don't get the same amount of soreness for whatever the reason. Something they do, or maybe perhaps just luck. 0-2 count here on Miles Webb. Good pitch from Jorman. Really think he nailed the spot. I think it was intentionally off the plate there from Sean Pokerot. And now it's 1-2 to Miles Webb. Miles Webb was a first-team All-ODAC player in 2022. He's driven in 94 in a really great career. 10 home runs in that great career as well. This is not a home run, but a laser to left. It's down for at least a single. Logan Webster cut it off, threw into the relay man, Brandon Garcia. He'll fire to second. That ball was high, but Eric Hyatt, right place, right time, backing up that throw, keeps that baseball sequestered in the infield, and the runner can't advance any further. Miles Webb, a double. Really got a good piece on that. That was hit hard. Miles Webb has extended the hitting streak now. 16 in a row for Mr. Miles Webb. Outstanding stuff. He has now hit safely in 21 of his last 22. 2 in scoring position for Chaz Harvey. Swipes at the first, but that's foul. Lynchburg has Eric Hyatt in as the first baseman. Middle is back. Gavin Collins is back, probably normal depth. Let's see if Gavin Collins comes in maybe on a 2-strike count. That's something teams will do occasionally. Start with the infield back, then if a guy gets 2 strikes, maybe a little bit more likely to have soft contact. We'll see. 0-2 count. This could happen right now. Chaz Harvey battling with 2 strikes. Outfield has got Harvey played the opposite way and perhaps slightly deeper than average. Not as much wind right now. Here's the 0-2 from Jorman in the dirt. Good stop by Sean Pokerot. Got that center mass, knocked it straight down in front of him. Excellent catching play there from the sophomore Sean Pokerot. Lynchburg has some arms freshening in the bullpen now. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Harvey got to that one, but looped it foul. Zach Wernowski on deck. Before this inning, he had the only Macon hit. Infield still back with the exception of the first baseman, Eric Hyatt. Another 1-2 delivery coming from Josh Jorman. He has struck out 1 in this game so far. Holds, fires, breaking ball. Nearly got back to the outer black there, but instead it's ball 2. Lynchburg will have Joe Munitz leading off their half of the 4th, 7, 8, 9. Munitz is 1 for 1. This ball in the sky. Pop-up's going to be tough with the wind. Ben Jones under it, handles the wind, then makes the grab. Did have to, at the last moment as that ball was coming down, move towards the second base bag, but it ends up being a pretty good catch. And that's back to one that's not a highlight reel play by any means, but with the wind, with the situation, with the height of that batted ball, really becomes a more difficult play than I think a lot of fans might realize. And a good catch there by Ben Jones to get a much-needed first out. There's 1 down. Zach Bernowski, 1 for 1 so far in this game. Base hit would most likely drive in 2. 1-0 count. Eric Hyatt is now in even further. He's on the grass. Gavin Collins even with the bag at third. Wernowski got a lot of this one. Deep to left. Logan Webster's there with room. He'll make the grab. He'll fire into third. It will be a successful sacrifice fly as Carter Schmidt scampers home. First run of the ball game for Randolph-Macon. They tie it up on a sac fly from Zach Wernowski.
Now batting number 25, Nathan Chen.
Miles Webb has to stay at second. Good job by Logan Webster to just fire it straight into third. Much too deep to have a play at home there. And that does keep Webb at second. Webb with good speed. Saw that on his batted ball. He'll be a threat to score on a base hit here from Nathan Chen, who struck out in his first at bat. The only strikeout victim so far for Josh Jorman. 1-0 count on Chen. Webb bouncing off. He'll take off now. Pokerock does not have a play on the stolen base. Webb standing just 90 feet away now for Nathan Chen, who hits with a 2-0 count. Jordan Hill on deck. Hill bounced into that double play to end the second inning. Breaking ball, across for a strike from Josh Jorman. Went inside with that one. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 5th-year man, Josh Jorman, working hard on the bump for the Hornets, who find themselves in a tie game now. This ball swung on and sent to right field. Another long run for Quentin Madden. Does he have room? Crashed into the fence, then it bounced into the Randolph-Macon bullpen. Just a foul ball. Quentin Madden has been busy out there. The wind, again, pushing balls that direction towards right field foul territory, knocking the ball down a bit as well. It has picked up again. If you got the big screen going, you can probably see the flag over the scoreboard in right center field a little bit more taut, getting all of the stars and stripes out there because of the wind. 2-2 count. Chen's under another one. This one playable in right field this time for Quinn Madden. Yeah, no problem there. Randolph-Macon scores 1. They leave 1 stranded. We're tied at 1 apiece here between the Hornets and the Yellow Jackets on Fox Field in Lynchburg.
Get your career in the game by enrolling in the University of Lynchburg MBA program with an emphasis in sport management. This program opens the doors to new possibilities for a variety of careers, from being an athletic director or working in athletic administration to working for professional organizations, your favorite team, to running a local Parks and Rec department. And employers are increasingly requesting and preferring individuals who have postgraduate education, specifically looking for an MBA. And so the University of Lynchburg Sport Management concentration in the MBA program sets you up for success, and it sets you apart from the many other people looking for jobs in the industry. Learn from winners. Here you will learn from professors and mentors who have spent their careers doing exactly what you want to do. Increase your marketability in an $83 billion industry. If you have a 3.0 GPA, the GMAT is waived. There's no application fee, admissions occurs on a rolling basis, and our online program is ideal for working adults. When you enroll in this program, you enroll in the opportunity to learn from the best of the best. Your professors have a wealth of experience working in the sport industry that they share with you in the classroom setting. Get in the game by getting your MBA with a sport management concentration at the University of Lynchburg. You know, Hollywood, here I come.
Joe Munitz leads off for Lynchburg, 1 for 1 with a double. That came in the second inning. Munitz was eventually thrown out trying to score. One of those aggressive base running kind of plays there. You take a chance. You know a good throw is going to beat you, I think, as the third base coach, and that's exactly what Randolph-Macon did. Good strong relay. It's the second baseman actually taking the relay throw, which is sometimes a little bit uncommon, I guess. 1-1 count here on Joe Munitz, who has really come on strong in the last few weeks. Love Joe Munitz. Brings that left-handed bat in there. That's another reason why I think Coach Travis Beasley and the rest of the staff eager to get him some more reps, some more work. He's got a little bit of pop. I think you saw that in his at-bat. A ball that really didn't get over the right fielder's head, but he hit it well enough that it ended up making it to the wall. Bear Bauer still pitching. Joe Munitz staying alive. Barely got a piece of that off the thumb, it looked like. On deck is Logan Webster, who is also 1 for 1 in this ball game. And Sean Pokerock rounding out the batting order. Catcher Chaz Harvey took a piece of shrapnel there on the foul ball from Joe Munitz, so the umpire gave him a few moments to compose himself, and now we're ready to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on in the bottom of the 4th inning. A tie ball game now. Munitz ground ball right side. Miles Webb down on one knee, handles the hop, and races over to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. Zeros in 1, 2, and 3 for Randolph-Macon. They scored their 1 run in the top of the 4th inning. Lynchburg got their lone run in the first. Zeros since then. Here's Logan Webster. 1 for 1 in this game so far against Bear Bowers, who's over 70 pitches now, maybe over 80 by the time this inning ends. He has stabilized a bit after surrendering 6 hits in the ball game. Bowers looks more solid. He has walked 1. He has hit 1. One of those 6 hits given up to this guy, Logan Webster. Sharp breaking ball. I definitely think the breaking ball has gotten better as the day has gone on for Bear Bowers. Sometimes they talk about the breaking ball in the wind. The wind can help you make it a little bit sharper. I think it was the famous Juan Marichal for the Giants, who pitching it in that wind, the direction of the wind would complement his breaking ball. It was just utterly nasty. But I guess all pitchers, maybe, if the wind direction is right, you could get slightly more break on that curveball or that slider. Sure, it's subtle. It's probably not a big change, but hey, as a pitcher, you're looking for any help you can get. It's a game of inches, right? Even less than that. If you can get a half inch more of movement, could be all the difference in the world. 2-2 count with 1 out to Logan Webster. Webster tags this one into left field. And again, the wind kind of helping to knock that ball down. Jack Bowles with a pretty good grab, moving backward about 5 steps to make the catch for Randolph-Macon. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. See if Sean Pokerock can get a little 2-out rally going on here for Lynchburg. I don't want to blame it all on the wind. I mean, that's a ball even on a windless day. Might be catchable from Logan Webster, but it looked like he hit it pretty good. Sometimes you can see it in the flight of the ball, and sometimes you can't. Bowers buzzed the tower there. Pokey dodging out of the way. He's been hit one time, excuse me. I'm human. I make mistakes too, fans. Saying that to our LHSN team, who laughed at that. If you laughed at every mistake I made, you'd be you'd be laughing all game, which you could argue is a good thing. Pokerock under this one. It's going to be a tough play in foul territory. Mask is off for the catcher, Chaz Harvey. Almost tripped over his own headgear, but does make the grab, and that's how the 4th inning will end. It's 3 up, 3 down for Bear Bowers. He's figuring it out. We're tied. Randolph-Macon and Lynchburg knotted at 1 apiece.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
Top 5 at Fox Field, James C. Fox Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg, the home of the 2023 national champions. I've made a point to make sure we get that in at least once a game, because it's true. First pitch swung on and bounced through the hole. Brandon Garcia actually got the leather to it, but no play available there as Jordan Hill, the second baseman, sophomore, is on. A leadoff single. Third hit of the ball game for Randolph-Macon. Josh Jorman still on the bump for Lynchburg. Pitching effectively. He surrendered the 1 run. We're tied 1-1. All these teams have been scoring so many runs lately. I think if you're a fan of both, maybe being in a low-scoring game probably feels kind of strange right now. Lynchburg has been averaging over 12 in their last 10 games. And for Randolph-Macon, it's 13.5 runs per game in their last 10. So both teams have been knocking the ball around the ballpark against good competition as well. Lynchburg this weekend beat EMU 22-12 and 8-3. Randolph-Macon split with Avert over the weekend in 2 kind of high-scoring games. Yellow Jackets beat the Cougars 11-0 and lost 9-8. Bunt attempt. Poker-Rock will throw for a pick. Grayson Bush, the shortstop on the attempted bunt, was all the way almost in the dugout there after he bunted through that ball. It's an 0-1 count. But the run scoring for Randolph-Macon, back to that really quickly, they beat North Carolina Wesleyan 12-3 at home on Tuesday. Yellow Jackets actually got out-hit in that game 8-9, but they took 10 walks. That's a big part of the reason why they scored those 12 runs and beat the battling Bishops from North Carolina Wesleyan. That was a team that Lynchburg had to beat on their postseason tour that resulted in the national championship last year. Good North Carolina Wesleyan squad. They're reloaded again this season. Wesleyan actually hosted that regional that Lynchburg won. Victories over the battling Bishops and also Lebanon Valley. What the present game is this Thursday in Lynchburg, Fox Field. We're tied up 1-1. It's a 1-1 count. Off-speed pitch missed from Josh Jorman. Runner did not go. That runner is Jordan Hill. Jordan Hill on the season, stolen base-wise, is just 1 for 2 this year, running the bags for Jordan Hill. 2-1 count. As a team, Randolph-Macon, coming into the game anyway, had stolen 45. Lynchburg has stolen more bases, but Macon actually successful at a higher rate. Yellow Jackets steal bags at 88% coming into the game. Here's the pitch. Another bunt shown from Bush. This one's in the other batter's box. Not close, but now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. 9-hole man Jack Bowles is on deck for Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg will have the top of their order coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jorman checks the runner. Fires the 3-1. Ground ball to Brandon Garcia. Went to second. Throw was slightly late. The slide took out Ben Jones. I'm not sure he would have caught the ball anyway. And this will be an interesting debate about the official scoring on that. Brandon Garcia probably thinks he could have made a slightly better throw there. Ben Jones outstretched the glove arm. And then I think as the ball was going by, that's when the slide just kind of took Ben Jones out. There's nobody out with runners on 1st and 3rd now for Randolph-Macon. And we do have a 1-1 game, but this is the best threat of the ball game right now for the Yellow Jackets. 2 on with nobody out.
Now batting number 29, Jack Bowles.
Jack Bowles grounded out to the 3rd baseman. A nice little backhand play from Gavin Collins in his first at bat. Gavin Collins is in at 3rd base. Eric Hyatt holding the runner at 1st, but then bouncing in tight to the grass line. 1-0 count as Jorman has missed the zone on his first delivery. Macon, 1 run on 3 hits. Lynchburg, 1 run on 6 hits. Outfield, medium deep, actually creeping slightly in here on the 9-hole hitting freshman Jack Bowles. Some of that could be the wind too. Wind has been a factor all day. Hope I'm not overstating it, but it's tough out there right now. Tough to be a fan outside today. Jorman kicks with a 1-0 count. Ball 2. Middle infield is back in a double play setup. Ben Jones at second, Brandon Garcia at short. Lynchburg continues to have arms warming up in the bullpen. 2-0 is low. And now it's 3 balls and no strikes to Jack Bowles. Josh Jorman taking some time, stepping back off the mound. Now he'll climb the hill again, toe the rubber, and look in for the sign here from Sean Pokerock. Runners on first and third in the top of the 5th inning in a tie ball game. 3-0 pitch missed. That was closer from Josh Jorman, but ball 4. Bases loaded now. Let's see if Lynchburg makes a move or not. Looks like we're going to see assistant coach Michael Solbach stroll out of the dugout. This would indicate probably not a pitching change, but just a conversation with Josh Jorman. Coach Solbach is so highly regarded by not just the other Lynchburg coaches, but all the other players as well. He's a guy that any pitcher you talk to is going to have rave reviews about Coach Solbach, who is a great pitcher in his own right and now an outstanding coach. And a big part of Lynchburg's success. The conversation was fairly short there with Josh Jorman. We got the bases loaded with nobody out. And it's the top of the lineup, too, for Randolph-Macon. Doesn't get much better than this if you're a Yellow Jacket supporter. I mean, this is exactly what you want. Top of the 5th, leadoff man up with the bases loaded and nobody out. Potential for big things right here for Randolph-Macon. John Quisi, left-handed hitting freshman from Philadelphia. Strike 1 from Josh Jorman. Eric Hyatt is in at first, not holding the runner. Gavin Collins on the grass line, in tight at third base. Middle is double play depth again. Outfield has Quisi played to pull. There's the breaking ball. Ball 1. The count is even at 1-1 with nobody out in a 1-1 ball game. Carter Schmidt waits on deck. Then it's Miles Webb. The 1-1 from Josh Jorman is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's a talented Macon lineup, top to bottom. They hit .333 as a team. They've banged out 70 extra base hits coming into the game. Ball 3 from Jorman. And Lynchburg, just for reference, actually has more extra base hits, fewer doubles, but more home runs. Lynchburg has hit 24 long balls on the season. Randolph-Macon, 13. This one lifted into center field. O'Kelly McWilliams tracks it. He'll stay behind it, under it. Looks like he's going to throw to the cut man, Brandon Garcia. He'll flip it into second. Run scores on another sacrifice fly. That's how Randolph-Macon has gotten both of their runs so far. Runner from second moves into third. Runner at first, which was Jack Bowles, he holds. So it was Jordan Hill who led off the inning with a single. He scores. Grayson Bush advances to third. Jack Bowles stays at first. We've got runners at first and third again. Randolph-Macon has taken their first lead of the ball game, 2-1. Threat is still very much on here for the Yellow Jackets with Carter Schmidt. 0 for 0 days so far. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. Jorman will check on the runner at first. Carter Schmidt on the season came in hitting .354. He's driven in 16. You can hear the Randolph-Macon dugout saying, do a job, which they're talking about another sacrifice fly, which would work. Macon has scored both their runs on sac flies. 0-1 count. Jorman spinning a off-speed breaking ball in for the first strike of the at-bat. He'll pick up and throw over to first. Runner from third bouncing off, being ready for maybe an errant throw or a misplay. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Good squeeze situation. Good running game situation as well. You can really do some things as a coach here. Really, baseball's not like most other sports where you can call plays and run plays, but this is a situation where you could actually call a play, to use that phrase. Sean Pokerock will step out and call a defensive coverage to the rest of the infield. 0-2 count. Miles Webb waiting on deck. This is Carter Schmidt, sophomore from Glen Allen, Virginia. Facing Jorman, Schmidt stays alive. Flaring one over the Lynchburg dugout. Activity in the Lynchburg bullpen has ceased. I think that means the future options are probably fully warm and ready to go if needed. It's a 2-1 ball game. Hornets trailing by 1. Top of the 5th inning at Fox Field. Jorman got a big swing and a miss from Carter Schmidt. Good plan of attack there from Josh Jorman. Got him to swing at one breaking ball away. So the next one he sent even further out. Schmidt did offer and swing through it. Jorman's second punch out of the game. Here's Miles Webb, 1 for 2. He's extended his hitting streak. Mr. Webb now has hit safely in 16 consecutive ball games. 16 in a row for Miles Webb. And he's got hits in 21 of his last 22. 2 outs. Runners on first and third. In this situation, the running game actually might be off for Randolph-Macon, because if your runner steals second, you almost invite Lynchburg to maybe pitch around Miles Webb with an open first base. But some teams, again, some teams don't think that way. They just want 2 runners in scoring position. And if Lynchburg were to decide to walk Miles Webb, then they'll put that on the cleanup man, Chaz Harvey, to drive the runners in. So it doesn't necessarily mean the Yellow Jackets aren't running here. 2-0 count for Miles Webb. Lynchburg might be pitching around him right now. You never know. Well, there's a breaking ball for a strike from Josh Jorman. And the count moves to 2-1. Some teams, pitching-wise, would argue that you could pitch around him right now, even with first base occupied, because second base is unoccupied. And if you walked him, it would just be the same situation anyway. You'd be walking the bases loaded. But anyway, we're getting deep inside baseball now. It's fun. 3-1 count. That's a strike. It does not look like Jorman is trying to pitch around Miles Webb. Just a hard 2-seam fastball there, I think. And now the count's full with 2 outs. Runner at first should be on the move here. Runners on first and third. Pitch from Jorman. Slapped by Webb. Jorman's going to flip home. Lynchburg got the out. A little unconventional there for Jorman, but his momentum was taking him to home plate. So really may have actually been a pretty good play there to bounce off and then just shuffle it home to Sean Pokerock, who made the grab and the tag. So Randolph-Macon takes the lead. Could have been worse for Lynchburg, though. It's a 2-1 ball game heading to the bottom of the 5th at Foxy. It's a 2-1 Randolph-Macon lead. Yellow Jackets have gotten single runs in innings 4 and 5, both off the sacrifice fly. But, you know, for Lynchburg, from a Lynchburg fan's perspective, it's almost kind of a small win that inning because Macon gets the bases loaded with nobody out, and they only scratch one across. So pretty good stuff there from the Hornets. Is it a pitching change? It is a pitching change for Randolph-Macon. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lynchburg has 7 hits as a team. And Lynchburg currently trailing 2-1. It's the first time we can say that today as Lynchburg went up 1-0 in the bottom of the 1st. Game was tied for an inning there, but now it's a Randolph-Macon lead. The new pitcher is number 14, Jacob Lawler. Jacob Lawler actually got to talk to him before the game. He was hanging out with our very own Sam Rice. So nice, you got to say it twice. Sam Rice, who is the director of digital media here at Lynchburg. He's a fan of Jacob Lawler. I believe they may be related somehow. This is appearance number 8 on the season for Jacob Lawler. 7.04 earned run average, just over 7 innings of work. Struck out 11, walked 8. Went with the off speed to Brandon Garcia, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count with nobody out. Third at bat for Hollywood. He's 1 for 2. He has extended his hit streak to 9 consecutive games now with a base hit for Brandon Garcia. His last 3 or 4 weeks has been really, really good. Multi-hit games in 9 of his last 13 coming into today for Brandon Garcia. He has reached base this season now 22 of 24 contests. So all but 2 games, Brandon Garcia has been on the bases. 3-1 count as a fastball made Hollywood show off some dance moves. He's probably pretty good at that too. Very athletic, gifted guy, Brandon Garcia. Still got to get this guy on the golf course. It's going to happen soon. Fastball right down Broadway, it looked like. Garcia ditched the bat, maybe thought that one was high. It was definitely middle, but caught enough of the strike zone. And now it's a full count. Lawler holds at the belly button, now kicks and fires. Ground ball left side for Brandon Garcia. Grayson Bush will catch, shuffle over, and make the throw for the first out of the inning. IV, O'Kelly McWilliams. He has the only RBI in the game for Lynchburg. That was on a ground out to the first baseman. O'Kelly McWilliams also walked in this ball game. Third baseman in for Randolph-Macon. And you saw the bunt attempt there from O'Kelly McWilliams. Pulled it back. Definitely part of his offensive game plan, though. And all the other teams are like Lynchburg. They scout. They do their homework. They're going to know about IV's speed. I said, even if you haven't seen Lynchburg play, you can just look at the box scores and the stolen base totals for O'Kelly McWilliams and know that he's got some speed and would be a threat to potentially lay down a base hit bunt. And really, you're seeing most teams that Lynchburg plays, even their other infielders are more shallow than normally they would be. Almost some teams are playing O'Kelly McWilliams at kind of a double play depth because of his speed. You have to honor it. You have to respect it. You have to give your infielders a chance on a routine ball to throw them out. 1-2 count. Lawler's gotten ahead. Here's a ball to the right side. Watch the speed on display. Looks like they'll get him in time, but how close was that? I mean, the second baseman, Jordan Hill, with anybody else, he's got 5 more steps. With O'Kelly McWilliams, you got to unload pretty quickly here. Watch a second look at it. I mean, McWilliams is just a half step short right there of beating that out. And that's a true 5 or 6 hopper to the second baseman. I mean, that's one some guys aren't even halfway down the line. But O'Kelly McWilliams is hard out of the box, making life difficult on every infielder he plays. Ben Jones can make life difficult on a pitcher. He's saddled with an 0-1 count here, facing Jacob Lawler. Bear Bowers started, went 4 complete. This is Lawler entering with a fresh, clean sheet here to face the top of the lineup. He's going to get out 1, 2, 3. Good contact from Ben Jones, but he sent it right at the right fielder, Nathan Chen, who makes the grab. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning, and the Hornets trail 2-1, heading to the top of the 6th.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Logan Tapman is the new pitcher for Lynchburg. He'll come on in relief of Josh Jorman, who didn't throw the ball bad at all. But Tapman is here for the top of the 6th inning. Numbers on the season for Logan Tapman, pretty good. 3.86 earned run average. This will be appearance number 10. He's thrown just over 23 innings of work, struck out 17, walked 6, surrendered 10 earned runs in those 23 innings. Logan Tapman is on in relief of Josh Jorman, who's closer than you think, fans. And how about Jacob Lawler coming in and setting down the top of the Lynchburg order down sequentially there. Garcia grounds out to shortstop. O'Kelly McWilliams, the second baseman. And then Ben Jones tags the ball pretty good, but directly at the right fielder, Nathan Chen. Lynchburg now Randolph-Macon pitchers between Bowers and Lawler. They've retired 7 in a row. And Quinn Madden got a base hit, but he was picked off, so it's actually Macon pitchers have faced the minimum for the last 10 batters in a row. Swing and a miss from Chaz Harvey. It's a 1-1 count as Logan Tapman looks to do something similar, shut down the Randolph-Macon hitters, keep his ball club close with a chance to make something happen here in the last few innings. We are in the top of the 6th. Skies are a little darker now. We had very blue skies earlier. Now some clouds. There is a chance of rain. Percentage is fairly small. We did have a little brief shower in the pregame. Harvey skies this one to left. Logan Webster sees it, now moving in towards the infield dirt to make a catch for out number 1. Zach Wernowski has a base hit and a sacrifice fly, so he's put together a pretty good day here in his first time playing at Fox Field. As a collegiate player anyway, he is a freshman from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Zach Wernowski's played a pretty good third base as well. First time facing Logan Tapman. Wernowski shows the bunt. Good hard breaking ball from Tapman. Wernowski pulled back in time according to the assessment of the first base umpire. Lynchburg's got 4, 5, 6 coming up. That includes Eric Hyatt, who's 1 for 2, and Quinn Madden, who's 2 for 2. Wernowski just kind of tomahawks one over the tarp and foul. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Lynchburg back in action Saturday, taking on the Ferrum Panthers on the road in Franklin County. And then back home to host Virginia Wesleyan at Fox Field on Tuesday, April the 9th. Hope we can see you out at the ballpark, fans, or if not, you can always watch it right here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. We did have some numbers for our guests on the number of All-Americans. We were looking for audience participation. How many All-Americans total in the history of University of Lynchburg athletics do you think there could be? As Zach Wernowski will hit one to right field. Another long run for Quinn Madden. Madden stays busy over there, doesn't he? Makes the grab, running towards the right field foul line for out number 2. But yeah, we did have some guesses. I was thinking somewhere between 200 and 300 total, because Lynchburg athletics has been around for a while. Successful teams abound for Lynchburg, including this baseball team, which is got to have 15 to 20 or 30 All-Americans, I guess, I would think. The information is actually right behind us on a wall, but I don't want to give anything away, so I intentionally phrased it slightly ambiguous there. But how many All-Americans? Take a guess in the chat. There's already some guesses up there. I don't know if it's a Price is Right situation where you want to be closest without going over. I think it's just a pride situation to see who gets it. And then we're going to reveal the answer soon-ish, right? We're in the top of the 6th inning. Are we going to reveal the answer now or next half inning maybe? Okay. Strike one from Logan Tapman. It's a 2-1 count with 2 outs. Facing Nathan Chen. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Flew out to right in his last at bat. Tapman from the windup. Kicks and deals. This one's sprayed out by, that's not Nathan Chen. That's a pinch hitter. That's a pinch hitter, by the way. Did we get that in there? We've got a pinch hitter right now. This is number 4, Matt Myers. This is Matt Myers hitting with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Tapman. Oh, went with the breaking ball. Just came around the plate. Might have been slightly high as well. Had 4 or 5 Lynchburg players running off. So number 25, Nathan Chen, started in this spot. This is number 4, Matt Myers, hitting 270 on the season. Here's the pitch. Line drive up the middle for Matt Myers, who's aboard with 2 outs. A 2-out base hit for Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg had some good 2-out hitting earlier in the game. Now Macon doing their best. And this spot in the order should be number 31, Jordan Hill. It is. Sophomore from Norfolk, playing second base. He's 1 for 2, grounded into a double play that ended the 2nd inning. Logan Tapman, tall right-hander from Berlin, Maryland, will spin and throw on Matt Myers over there at first base. That was hit number 4 for Randolph-Macon, I believe. We'll double check it. We'll try to confirm it. Tapman fires another off-speed pitch in there. Strike 1 to Jordan Hill. Grayson Bush, the shortstop, on deck for Randolph-Macon. One of the senior leaders for the Yellow Jackets. Tapman set, looks over the shoulder, head nod, now throws. Hyatt had to leap slightly for a high one, but no problems over there on the right side of the diamond for the Hornets. Trying to win this King of Sting matchup. Yellow Jackets versus Hornets. Always so much fun. And then when Shenandoah and Lynchburg play, you get 2 Hornets teams. So then it just becomes even more of a wild situation. We need alternate nicknames that day. Had Myers leaning slightly, but the pickoff throw not in time. Of course, you know, in minor league baseball now, the alternate jerseys and alternate names are so common that we could have something like that. In the early days, the University of Lynchburg athletics teams were the Parsons. That was a fact that we dug up. Hold your facts after this big swing from Jordan Hill. Logan Webster will pull it in right at the chest for the final out of the inning. So 1 on for Randolph-Macon, but 1 stranded in the Yellow Jackets. Still on top, 2-1 through 5.5 at Fox Field in Lynchburg.
A lot of people go to the universities to find something to be a part of while getting their education. And when you come here, Lynchburg is that something, it becomes a family. It doesn't matter how long ago you had your professor, they still remember you and they remember all of the hard work that you put in. They're always there for you and they always want to do the best that they can to help you succeed. Here you learn how to love one another regardless of what's going on or what you believe. You leave here better than what you came in. It's what the school's really good at doing.
Okay. Pretty good.
Cole Stam on the bump for Randolph-Macon. The lefty enters in a 2-1 ball game. Yellow Jackets on top by 1, excuse me. Stam with a 6.14 earned run average. This is going to be appearance number 8. Just over 7 innings of work so far this season. 9 punch-outs to just 3 walks. 5 earned runs surrendered in those 7+ innings for Cole Stam. He becomes the 3rd pitcher the Yellow Jackets have used in this game. We have reached the bottom of the 6th inning, baseball fans. My name is Kyle Haney. We're glad you're tuning in. We want more likes and comments in the chat. It's been pretty busy in there. Got a good little tidbit from Brandon Garcia's mom that Zach Wernowski played some baseball with Brandon Garcia and Ben Jones. Wernowski from Chapel Hill and Batman and Robin. Jones and Garcia from Durham. So that makes sense. And it's a good mix of North Carolina and Virginia natives in these lineups. Here's a guy from Woodbridge, Virginia, Eric Hyatt leading off, hitting with an 0-1 count on Cole Stam. Hyatt is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Lynchburg trailing by 1. There's an off-speed pitch that skips into the mid of Chaz Harvey. Ball 1. And we want you to actually like this stream as well. When we get to 10 likes, we'll release the answer about the number of total All-Americans. Looks like we're up to 5. Yours truly may have actually added to that. So maybe we should be saying 11. But that's okay. We'll say 10 for right now. 10 likes, and we'll release that answer, which I know everyone really wants to know. The total number of All-Americans at the University of Lynchburg. We can have a trivia question like this every game. This could be a new segment on LHSN. Sounds like the reviews are mixed so far. Well, tell us in the chat. Maybe you find that unnecessary or maybe you would like a trivia question. Long run for that 3rd baseman, Zach Wernowski, who played some ball at the previous levels with Jones and Garcia. He will make the catch to eliminate Eric Hyatt. Called an F5 foul pop in your book. And there's 1 out. Here's Quinn Madden, 2 for 2. This is Madden's 11th multi-hit game of the season. Second hit was kind of a weird one. It was a sort of a wind-aided long double out there in right field. Nathan Chen appeared to be under it, then got twisted around. Looked like he was going to recover, actually, and ended up missing it. But it fell clean, and it goes in the books as a hit, wind-aided or not. And now Madden hitting with a 1-0 count. Twitched at that one, didn't go after it. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike now. Quinn Madden has hit successfully in 14 of his last 15. A month to remember for the guy who said the secret is apple juice and deer steaks. He said that was the secret. We've got our post-game interviews saved. You can hear from guys like Quinn Madden, such bright personality. Nathaniel Mack last week in a win against Methodist. We've gotten Riley O'Donovan on the interview earlier this season. Who else? Who else? A few others as well. We're over 10. We're at 11. We're at 11. And no thumbs down either. No dislikes. Good. We don't track that anyway. We're only positives here. Only positives on LHSN. 2-2 count for Quentin Madden. 1 out. Here's the pitch from Stam. Spiked that one, and now the count is full at 3-2. Nearly hit Madden on the toe. But he'll have a chance to hit. With a full count, 1 out. Gavin Collins is on deck. Well, let's wait for the at-bat to finish. We don't want to be in the middle of some number and Quinn Madden lose a baseball over the fence here. Stam lifts the leg, sends it in. It's ball 4. All right, let's get that number then. What's the number? I'm being told the all-time number of University of Lynchburg All-Americans is 297. 297 was the answer, fans. Who was close to that? Who was the most recent All-American? Okay, that's going to be pretty interesting. Think about that while Gavin Collins hits. Stam will flip one over to first base and keep Quinn Madden close to the bag. Madden will be a threat to run. This Lynchburg team, over 57 stolen bases now. Came in with 57. Brandon Garcia has added a couple. I think that's all, though, so it should be up to 59. Breaking ball. Collins takes that. And now it's a 1-0 count. Quentin Madden on the season, 2 for 3 in the stolen base department. When you're hitting doubles and home runs, you don't get a chance to steal as many bases. So, I mean, really, that's Quentin Madden. That's got to be factored in because he's got 6 home runs and 8 doubles. So even on a double, yeah, you could steal third, but not really as likely. And obviously on the homers, you don't get a chance to run. 2-0 to Gavin Collins. He could turn this game around with one swing. Collins has got 5 home runs on the season. Fastball, strike 1 from the left arm of Cole Stam. But yeah, 297 All-Americans total. That was within my window. I said I thought a good educated slot there would be between 200 and 300. So I was accurate there, although close to not being accurate. It's Gavin Collins. Takes a cut, sends this foul into the parking lot, and now it's a 2-2 count. But the most recent All-American, we can think of the baseball ones. That should be pretty easy, but I think Lynchburg's had some All-Americans in other sports pretty recently. We had some sports just finish up. That's what you should be thinking about. The sports that just concluded. Here we go. Gavin Collins, did he get enough of it? It's deep. Left fielder tracking it and under it. Good grab at the warning track there by Jack Bowles. Man, Gavin Collins just missed it. Just missed, giving Lynchburg a lead. Back to the wind. That could have been a factor in that ball not escaping the yard, but it is an out. Good play by Jack Bowles. Another one in a long list of plays today that it's not a highlight reel play from Jack Bowles, but it's very, very good. You can really screw that play up, especially on a windy day. That's a tough one for an outfielder. You're never going to be super comfortable going back near the fence. You know you got that wind. Nice catch. Joe Munitz, 1 for 2 with a double. Grounded out to the first baseman in his last at bat. Count evens up at 1-1. There are 2 outs with a runner on first. That's Quinn Madden. Logan Webster waiting on deck for the Lynchburg Hornets, who still trail 2-1. It looked for a brief moment that Gavin Collins was going to change that score line, but just a long out. Munitz holds on that ball that was close, 2-1. Third baseman is even with the grass with 2 outs. Shortstop Bush is in a bit and closer to the bag here. With the left-handed hitting Joe Munitz. Miles Webb holding Quinn Madden at first. Sometimes that'll give the lefty a little bigger hole to hit through over there. Now the count is even at 2-2 with 2 outs in a 2-1 ball game. See if Munitz can keep this thing going for Lynchburg. Stam, long hold, looks in. Now pitches. Just missed. Just missed. He was heading toward the dugout. Sounded like 99.9% of the Randolph-Macon dugout thought that was a strike. Umpire, the only opinion that matters in the baseball court. Full count. Madden's going to be on the move here. Here's the pitch from Stam. Munitz, ground ball up the middle. That's through. Madden's going to keep going to third. Shouldn't be a play on him there. And Lynchburg is going to have first and third with 2 outs. Nice piece of hitting by Joe Munitz. A really good 2-strike approach, working the middle there, banging it through. And it's Munitz's second hit of the game. So Lynchburg had 7 retired consecutively. They've now gotten 2 out of the last 3 on. That is hit number 7 for Lynchburg as a team. Munitz has 2 of them. Quinn Madden has 2. He has yet to be retired as Madden on third via a walk, going first to third on the Munitz base hit. Change coming for Randolph-Macon. Let's just keep it right here, and we'll identify the new arm. Bear Bauer started and went 4 complete. Jacob Lawler came in for Randolph-Macon. He worked a perfect 5th inning, sat down Lynchburg in order. And then now Cole Stam will give way to the new pitcher. This is number 15, William Wyan. Number 15, William Wyan on to pitch for Randolph-Macon. William Wyan on the season has a 5.63 earned run average. He's 1-1 record-wise. He does have no saves, excuse me, 0 saves for Wyan. This is appearance number 5. 9 punch-outs to just 3 walks. He's surrendered 5 earned runs in 8 innings of work. William Wyan on with runners on first and third in the bottom of the 6th inning. He is set to face Logan Webster. Webster is 1 for 2. Sean Pokerock will be waiting on deck. Logan Webster in his career, he's a .274 hitter. And this season, Webster swinging it at .313 coming into the ball game. And I always like to mention his sneaky good power numbers: 5 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs for Logan Webster. He is capable of changing this game with 1 swing of the bat. Lynchburg has used 2 pitchers. Josh Jorman started. He went 4 complete. Jorman actually went 5, I beg your pardon, fans. Relieved by Logan Tapman in the top of the 6th inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th right now. And after the pitching change, we'll get cranked up again here with Logan Webster getting ready to swing it. 2 on, 2 outs. Both dugouts coming alive again with the full volume. Here's the first pitch from Wyan, ball 1. Pokey on deck, and then Brandon Garcia, the leadoff man, would be coming up again for his 4th at bat. If Lynchburg could keep the inning going that long, otherwise it'll have to wait until the 7th. Here's Wyan, throws the leg out, delivers another low and wide one. Good stop by the catcher, Chaz Harvey. Harvey's been solid back there behind the dish. And Randolph-Macon defensively, can't say enough good things about the Yellow Jackets and their glove work. Outstanding so far. Will it be enough in a 2-1 ball game? Hitters count for Logan Webster. The pitch, not close enough. Munitz will take off. Just a half-hearted pump fake from Chaz Harvey. He was never going to let that one go. And now it's 3 balls and no strikes. With 2 in scoring position, Joe Munitz at second, Quinn Madden at third. Maybe green light situation here for Webster. We'll see. Hasn't seen a strike yet from Wyan. He does there. 3-1. Webster getting confirmation from the third base coach, Oscar Garcia. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Flew out to left in his last at bat. 3-1. Webster wanted that. Soft contact, jam, tough play, but the grab is made in left by Jack Bowles. Couple good catches in the inning by Bowles. Lynchburg gets 2 on, but they leave 2 stranded. They trail 2-1. Randolph-Macon on top through 6 full innings at Fox Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Grayson Bush leads off for Randolph-Macon. The chat is on fire on our stream. We really appreciate it. Thank you for all your feedback. We love the feedback. I always like to point out that we have feelings, though. Just keep the feedback mostly positive. And it has been. It's great to see so many different people chatting it up in there. Some people think the trivia question per game might be a good idea. Could be a lot of fun. There are baseball trivia is a really just an art all its own. Because you want questions that are gettable. You don't want to ask random things, you know, who hit 7th on 1956, you know, April 23rd for the New York Yankees. Random things. It's got to be something people can get. As Logan Tapman still working for the Lynchburg Hornets. It's a 2-1 ball game. Hornets have 7 hits, but they have left 7 on. 5 of those in scoring position. Randolph-Macon has their 2 runs on just 4 hits. Macon has 2 successful sacrifice flies. That's how they scored their runs in innings 4 and 5. And the Yellow Jackets have only left 3 on, 2 of those in scoring position. It's a 1-2 count for Logan Tapman, matching up against the shortstop Grayson Bush. Tapman went with the breaking ball in the dirt for ball 2. It sounds like Tim LaDuca has looked up and found out that the Yankees actually did not play on that date that I just randomly threw out there. He could be yanking my chain, or that could be true. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Tapman. That was nasty. Bush held up, though. They'll check down to first base in the appeal, but he did not go. And Logan Tapman facing Chaz Harvey, 270 hitter on the season. Or Grayson Bush, excuse me. It's Grayson Bush. I've screwed up so much. Grayson Bush will not screw that one up. Squares up the baseball and sends it into center field. For the 5th hit of the ball game for Randolph-Macon. Grayson Bush hitting 260 on the year, but that'll improve slightly after that single. He's 1 for 3 in this game. Here comes the left fielder, Jack Bowles. Thought he's made a couple good plays today. The freshman from Mechanicsville, Virginia, is 0 for 1. Grounded out to the third baseman and also walked. Tapman has surrendered 2 singles now. Macon left 1 stranded in the 6th inning. That was Logan Tapman's first inning of work. Looks like 3 different options getting loose in the Lynchburg bullpen now. And just because of where the press box is, as a bunt attempt will go foul from Bowles, but because of where the press box is, we can always see the Lynchburg bullpen a bit more easily than the visitors' bullpen. So sometimes the visiting team could have 1 or 2, 3 guys getting loose, and we just have a hard time telling. Whereas with Lynchburg, it's just so much easier to report what's going on because it's just here to our left behind the Lynchburg dugout. 0-1 count, long hold from Tapman. He'll spin over and throw on the runner, Grayson Bush. Grayson Bush on the season, 6 for 6 in stolen base attempts. I did mention that little fact earlier that Lynchburg has more stolen bases on the season, but Randolph-Macon steals them at a higher percentage. North of 88% success rate, stolen base-wise, for Randolph-Macon. Just one more thing they do well. They pitch it, they hit it, they glove it, they run the bases. It really is a total package for Randolph-Macon again, much like it has been really the entire time that Ray Hedrick has been there. For Coach Hedrick, it's 16 straight winning seasons. And they have been a fixture in both ODAC tournament play and in regional play. Really, the last 5 years. As here's a nice bunt that will go foul. But really in the last 5 years, I mean, between Lynchburg, Randolph-Macon, and Shenandoah, so much success. I mean, those 3 teams have been basically inseparable if you look at the last 5 years as a whole. Now, last season, we know what Lynchburg did, national champions. You separate yourself that way. But all 3 of those teams we just mentioned were in regional play. And, of course, Lynchburg had to beat Shenandoah in a super regional to get to that final 8, the quote-unquote College World Series. 0-2 count. With the pickoff attempts and the foul balls, it's really turned into kind of a long at bat here. Gavin Collins is even with the bag at third. Double play depth. Rest of the way around for Lynchburg. Eric Hyatt holding the runner at first. Tapman holds, now pitches, swung on and fouled away by Jack Bowles. And talked about the lack of separation. These 2 teams right here, Randolph-Macon and Lynchburg, 5-5 in their last 10. So that tells you quite a bit. Lynchburg took the tournament game last year against Macon. That gave Lynchburg a 2-1 advantage in this series last season. Both these clubs won the regular season home games at their home. This one slapped into the left center gap, and that is down. IV will come on and make a fast catch to make sure the runner can only go station to station. Grayson Bush moving up to second base, but it's back-to-back base hits now for Randolph-Macon. First Bush and now Bowles. And the top of the order is back up for the Yellow Jackets. John Queasy, the freshman. Got a sacrifice fly, one of the 2 sac flies that Macon has scored on. And it looks like we are going to get a pitching change as Coach Travis Beasley strolls out of the Lynchburg dugout. So we will pause this time around, identify the new arm, and then get back to baseball in just a moment. Yellow Jackets lead the Hornets 2-1 on LHSN. The new pitcher for Lynchburg will be the southpaw, Austin Riney, in the ball game with runners on first and second and nobody out. We're in the top of the 7th. Riney has been one of the key guys out of the bullpen all season long for Lynchburg. This is appearance number 12. He threw 1.2, it's 1 2/3 innings against EMU this weekend. Also pitched basically a week ago against Hampton-Sydney, an inning and 2/3 there. So he has gotten a steady diet, steady workload out of the pen for Lynchburg. Numbers are pretty good for Austin Riney this season. Didn't get much action last year, but this year, 5.30 the earned run average. He's 2-1, just over 18 innings total now for the southpaw lefty Austin Riney. Enters in a tough spot. Runners on first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Oh, by the way, he's facing the top of the order here for Randolph-Macon. The freshman from Philly, John Queasy, is up. He's got one of the RBIs in this game. Could be a sacrifice bunt situation, and that's something that Lynchburg would have talked about during the pitching change. The coverage right there. Whew. Riney nearly fired that one into center field. Good hand-eye coordination from Brandon Garcia to snare that on the way by. So Queasy did show the bunt. Corners are in. Let's see how the coverage rotates for Lynchburg. Fastball away. Sean Pokerock wants to try to pick on the runner. That's unsuccessful, but it was strike one. Carter Schmidt due up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Has walked, gotten hit by a pitch. And then the very talented Miles Webb. Riney pitches, bunt, put down, foul. Gavin Collins will scoop it up and flip it back to Austin Riney. And now it's an 0-2 count. Actually, rather, the umpire's going to deliver a new baseball. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Sack bunt, probably off, but you never know. Some teams will still do it with 2 strikes. Let's wait and see. Garcia keeping the runner close at second. Here's the pitch. No bunt. Ground ball right side. Hyatt's there. He'll flip to Garcia for the first one. He turns, fakes the throw, tries to get the runner, making a big wheel around third, but it's just 1 out. A fielder's choice there. Nice job by Hyatt to deliver an on-target throw. It's a little slow developing because of the hop. So Lynchburg does get 1 out. Runners on first and third. Designated hitter is Carter Schmidt. Schmidt on the season, .354. He's driven in 16. Carter Schmidt getting ready to work here against Austin Riney. Back-to-back lefties. 1 out. Something off speed. Good slide by Sean Pokerock. It's ball 1. Lynchburg's got 9-1-2 coming up in their half of the 7th inning in a 1-run ball game. Starting to feel that tension building right before our eyes. Nice pitch there from Riney. I think off speed again there, just based on the swing from Schmidt. He appeared to be out front and over top of that. Count is even at 1-1 with 1 out. Third pitcher that Lynchburg has used. Macon has used 3 of their own. No, 4 now for Randolph-Macon. I beg your pardon. Bowers started it. Lawler came in, then Stam, and then Wyan to 1 batter. Ground ball, right side. Let's see if Lynchburg can turn another one. Slight bobble from Ben Jones. He decides to take the sure thing at first base. A run will score. It's not a sacrifice fly for Randolph-Macon like their first 2 runs, but it's kind of a sacrifice ground out. As Ben Jones, I think he tried to get to that ball in time to have a shot at the double play, but then just a slight little bobble. You could see him turn his head to second, realized that wasn't going to happen, so took the sure thing and went to first base for the 2nd out of the inning. Run does score. It's a 3-1 ball game. Another pitching change about to happen here for Lynchburg. Let's pause for just a second. We'll get you the new arm here. Hornets trailing 3-1, top of the 7th. The new pitcher for Lynchburg is Colin McGuire. He really has been the guy lately. This freshman from Cross Junction, Virginia, just outside Winchester. Colin McGuire, 2-0 with 3 saves on the season. This will be appearance number 12. He is the leader in that category for Lynchburg. He has made 3 starts. Colin McGuire took the ball against Hampton-Sydney a week ago in that midweek ODAC affair. But Colin McGuire, great earned run average, K to walk ratio is really good. 24 punch outs to just 8 free passes for Colin McGuire. He comes in with 2 outs, runner on second, Miles Webb hitting for Randolph-Macon. Miles Webb did extend his hitting streak in his second at bat. He's 1 for 3 today. Miles Webb 16 consecutive now with a base hit, and he's hit safely in 21 of 22. Off speed for a strike, 1-1 count with 2 outs. Runner on second. Good speed there with the leadoff man, John Queasy. He'll be a threat to score on a base hit. Inside target. McGuire got it there, but it's a ball. 3-1 ball game. 0s and 1, 2, and 3 for the Yellow Jackets. 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, nothing in the 6th. 1 so far here in the 7th. Ground ball left side. Collins bobbles. Still going to try to make a long throw, and he got it in time. Great recovery by Gavin Collins right there. Ball bounced close enough to where he could pick it up, just put the foot in the dirt, and fire away. So another 1-run inning for Macon. Actually could have been worse for Lynchburg, but the Hornets need to get busy as we head to the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for Randolph-Macon. They have added to their advantage. On top 3-1. Moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Number 21, Wyatt Stanley, is on. He's 2-1 this season. 1 start, 7 appearances, 4.60 earned run average. Bear Bowers started. He faced 18 Lynchburg hitters. Lawler faced 3, Stam 4, Wyan 1, and now Stanley becomes the 5th pitcher for the Yellow Jackets, looking to pick up win number 17 on the season. This is a battle for 2nd place in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Roanoke is 9-2. So really, actually, let me amend that slightly, because if Randolph-Macon gets a win, they'll move into a tie for 1st with Roanoke College at 9-2. Lynchburg currently 7-3 in conference play. So if the Hornets can come back and win, that'll make both these squads 8-3 in the ODAC. With still a long way to go, we're about to hit one full time through the conference, as Lynchburg will play Virginia Wesleyan for the 2nd time. Those midweek games. Of course, the weekend are doubleheaders. Midweek, it's the home and away series. Lynchburg will return the favor and go to Ashland later on in the season. There's a fastball at the knees, 3-1 count, and the schedule, of course, available. online at lynchburgsports.com. We invite you to check that out and make yourself familiar with it. Our big fans have probably got one printed out on their wall where they're watching the game right now, or a screenshot perhaps. Lynchburg goes to Ferrum Saturday, then we're back at home for that Virginia Wesleyan game Tuesday. There's a 5-pitch walk. Sean Pokerock is on for the second time today. He has been hit by a pitch and now walked. Just the third walk that Randolph-Macon has issued. So they've done well about not giving Lynchburg the quote-unquote free base runners. Remember, Lynchburg 143 walks on the season. That's just under 6 per game, 5.95 per game coming into it. Lynchburg was 7th in the country in walks coming into today. It's a category that they have led the nation in multiple times, walks. And then the walks per game stat is slightly different, but Lynchburg usually very high there as well. 1-0 count to Brandon Garcia. Sean Pokerock slides back in safely on the pickoff attempt. The talented closer for Randolph-Macon, who if the scoreline stays like it is, I think we'll see at some point, Sam Slevin. He's 1-1 on the season with 4 saves. He actually set the single season appearance record last year for Randolph-Macon. Most appearances in a season for a Yellow Jacket pitcher. That was last year by Sam Slevin. Went to the mound 22 times last season. He's made 43 career appearances. And again, if the score stays like it is, I would think we'd see him here in this one. But you never know. 2-1 count. A 5-pitch walk to Sean Pokerock. Now it's a 2-1 count. Stanley has fallen behind Brandon Garcia. 1 hit so far in the game for Hollywood. Base hit here would give him his 12th multi-hit game of the season. There's a fastball that missed. 3-1. So Stanley's thrown 9 pitches, only 1 strike amongst them so far. No 2 strikes. He did get 1 strike to Sean Pokerock. There's another walk, back-to-back free passes. So Lynchburg's up to 4 in the game now. First base on balls for Brandon Garcia. He takes a lot of those. Brandon Garcia on the season. He is 3rd on the team in walks behind Ben Jones and Eric Hyatt. And there will be a new pitcher for Randolph-Macon. Let's pause for just a second. Get organized, get our thoughts together, and greet the new arm. Lynchburg threatening in the bottom of the 7th. 2 on. Nobody out for the Hornets. They trail by 2. The new pitcher for Randolph-Macon in a high-stakes situation, a high-leverage situation is Connor McCauley. Appearance number 7 for McCauley. 3.52 earned run average. McCauley has struck out 4 and walked 1 in 7 2/3 innings of work. He will meet O'Kelly McWilliams, the fourth. IV is 0 for 2 with an RBI groundout and a walk. Runners on first and second, nobody out. See if McWilliams goes for the sacrifice bunt. McCauley will spin and throw on Sean Pokerock. Pokerock led off with a walk. Brandon Garcia followed with a free pass of his own. 4 walks now in the game for Lynchburg. And the threat is on here in a high-stakes game. A battle for ODAC seating, if you will, standings and stakes and all of those other things. So much fun. And anything can happen on a Thursday in early April. Strike 1 to O'Kelly McWilliams. He did offer at that bunt. May have just got a piece of it, actually. He'll show the sac bunt again. Pushes this one foul to the right. Now it's an 0-2 count. The new pitcher is Connor McCauley. This is the 6th pitcher that Randolph-Macon has used. I'll give you the batter-faced breakdown here in just a second as well. 0-2 count. Runners at first and second. Double play depth. Swing and a miss. McCauley got him upstairs with some high heat that was tailing away.
Now batting number 21.
Just a 3rd strikeout of the game for Randolph-Macon pitchers, but they have done a nice job pitching to contact. Mentioned that Yellow Jacket defense has been solid, and they've made some big plays in good spots too. Here's Ben Jones. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Jones is 0 for 3 in this game so far. McCauley will spin and throw again. Bear Bowers started this game. He faced 18 Hornets. Lawler faced 3. Stam 4. Wyan 1 batter. Stanley, the previous pitcher, faced just 2. And now this is McCauley's second hitter. So the workload has been really spread out for Randolph-Macon, specifically since Bear Bowers left the game. And Bowers had some long innings. He was up over 70 pitches through 3 innings, but he managed to get through the lineup twice for Randolph-Macon. And in hindsight, that was pretty huge. Ben Jones flared to left in foul territory, and it is a foul ball as Jack Bowles couldn't get there in time. 3-1 ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. I never like using the phrase, it's now or never. But if you were ever going to say it, I don't know. Lynchburg, you get the heart of your order right here with runners on. You got to feel good about this situation if you're the Hornets. If you don't cash in and capitalize, it's not like you just give up. You don't feel bad about the rest of the order. But this is the meat right here. And it can be a meat grinding type of hitting approach from Ben Jones. He forces you to throw strikes. He'll take the walks if you don't throw to him. He's in the top 10 in the country in base on balls. And the guy behind him, Eric Hyatt, similar approach. Knows the zone very well. Does not offer too many bad pitches. There's a foul ball from Ben Jones. Let's see how McCauley attacks the talented sophomore from Durham. Ben Jones getting himself ready again after a foul ball. 2 on with 1 out. You'd ideally love to stay out of the double play here if you're Ben Jones. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Just kind of waved at one that was off the plate. Good pitch from the lefty McCauley. Back-to-back punch-outs for McCauley. He's feeling it a little bit. Strikeout number 4 as a team for Lynchburg. And here is Eric Hyatt, who I mentioned briefly. Similar type of hitter to Ben Jones, just as far as the strike zone discipline, the awareness. Hyatt is 1 for 3 today. This will be the 3rd different pitcher he has faced. Yeah, Hyatt on the season, 23 walks to just 8 strikeouts. I mean, that is elite right there. Even when you throw it in the zone, he really is just an excellent contact type of hitter. There's a strike. Count is even at 1-1. Pokerock leads off at second. Brandon Garcia bouncing off at first for the Hornets. The first baseman, Miles Webb, played behind Garcia there. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Hyatt will flare one foul, and now the count is 1-2. Quinn Madden on deck. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. Well, if you could get to him with the bases loaded, wouldn't you feel really good about that? Or maybe even with a run already crossing, potentially. Big pitch coming right here from McCauley. Checks the runner. Slings it in there. This ball's down. This is a base hit from Eric Hyatt. A soft single. Poker Rock will turn around and score. Runners at the corners. Mentioned Hyatt's prowess just as a contact hitter. And that one was perfectly placed over the leaping second baseman. It's a 3-2 ball game as Poker Rock comes around to score. That's a little bit of the old hit 'em where they ain't right there from Eric Hyatt. Lynchburg right now will take it in a close ball game. Runners at first and third for the ultra dangerous Quinn Madden. Apple juice and deer steaks. Quinn Madden facing the lefty Connor McCauley. Madden is 2 for 2 with a walk. Hyatt's got 2 hits on the day. And they're both 2-out, 2-strike hits for Eric Hyatt. They all look like singles in the scorebook, but just a little extra feather in the cap and something that'll make you feel good about Eric Hyatt's day. 2 singles with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Back to his hitting prowess. He just does not swing and miss very much. Brandon Garcia got hung out about a third of the way down the baseline there. And the catcher, Chaz Harvey, didn't see him at first. Then when he did, Garcia was already scrambling back, and there was no throw. Hustle by Garcia. I don't know if he was trying to draw a throw or maybe he was going to try to take home on the throwback from Harvey to the pitcher. Madden with a good swing and a foul ball. It's a 1-2 count now with 2 outs. McCauley checks the pitch communication device on his wrist. Now he's on the rubber, looking in. Set at the waist. Ready to deal to Quinn Madden. Here's the pitch. Not close. Up the ladder for ball 2. On deck is Gavin Collins. Thought Gavin Collins might have given Lynchburg the lead back with a big swing in his last at bat, but it was just a deep fly ball to left. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lynchburg down 3-2. Madden kind of golfing one down to his left. He pulls it foul. Eric Hyatt leading off at first. Brandon Garcia at third. Sean Pokerock scored the 2nd run of the game for Lynchburg earlier in this inning. High stakes kind of a pitch. Swing and miss. McCauley got Madden. Lynchburg does get one across. They cut into the Macon lead. 3-2, Yellow Jackets on top with 2 more to play at Fox Field. Top of the 8th inning here at Fox Field. It's turning into a rowdy Fox Field as the Lynchburg men's lacrosse team has made their way down to support the baseball guys. Maybe we can get a shot at that potentially. Swing and a miss on the first pitch delivery from Colin McGuire. McGuire came in to face Miles Webb. And this will be the second batter McGuire has worked to. Close on another breaking ball. It's a 1-1 count. The top of the 8th inning, Randolph-Macon leading 3-2. Still a lot to be decided here in this one as Chaz Harvey will slash one foul. And now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we will get a look at the lacrosse team here in just a moment. There they are. There's the guys getting a little rowdy, having some fun. Oh, high heater from Colin McGuire. Yeah, that'll give the lacrosse fellas a little bit more to cheer about. McGuire with the strikeout. And he's done that a lot this season for Colin McGuire now. Punch out number 25. Compare that to just 8 walks for this freshman. A freshman, but he has been outstanding. And really, when you look at Lynchburg, with Jack Batchmore dealing with some injuries, your All-American closer from last year, and more than just a closer, Jack Batchmore was kind of that stopper, long relief, old school, kind of a back-end reliever. But not having his services, having some other injury issues for Lynchburg, McGuire has been thrust into the fire, and he has really handled himself nicely. Here's a ground ball right side. Ben Jones on the run, sidearm flip, and they got him at first base. That was Zach Warnowski hustling down, but he could not beat the throw. Well, and so the best thing about the lacrosse guys with the look there is you're going to get another replay, we think, potentially, of the ground ball. Yeah, the best thing about these lacrosse guys is they still got the full gear on and the sticks. That's something that you just always see from the Lynchburg lacrosse team. They had a big win last night. Oh, Lynchburg lacrosse has a massive game on Saturday, hosting the Washington and Lee Generals. That's been one of their main nemesis so far this season. All right, the hitter is number 4, Matt Myers. Matt Myers got a base hit in his first at bat. That was off the bench. He's in Nathan Chen's spot. Myers looks at strike 1 from Colin McGuire. Yeah, if McGuire gets a punch out here to end the inning, we should definitely get a camera on the lacrosse guys because they're going to be really excited about that. Good miss there from McGuire. It's just 6 inches off the plate, it looked like. You could argue a really good eye from Matt Myers to hold up on that one. Myers hits .282 on the season. Game number 17 he's played in, 8 starts. So about half and a half there for Matt Myers. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Lynchburg's got 6, 7, 8 coming up in their half of the 8th inning. They're dragging 1, down 3-2. All right, count is even at 2-2 with 2 outs. Listen for a big roar from Lynchburg lacrosse. Lynchburg's dugout is making a lot of noise on their own. Here's the pitch from McGuire. Oh, snapper that must have just missed. That was sharp. That had great action out of the right hand of Colin McGuire. Count is full with 2 outs. McGuire in the windup. Throws it in there. And that is also a ball. Very close. But a walk nonetheless. First one he has issued. He being Colin McGuire.
Now batting number 31, Jordan.
Lynchburg as a staff has only issued 3 free passes. So that's across 4 pitchers now. Josh Jorman started. Logan Tapman relieved. Austin Riney for 2 batters, and now Colin McGuire. This will be the 5th hitter that he has faced. Runner on, fresh count, 2 outs, top of the 8th. There's the curveball that misses from Colin McGuire for ball 1. Jordan Hill is the hitter. Sophomore from Norfolk is 1 for 3 in the ball game. That time, the breaking ball does go for strike 1. Matt Myers leading off at first, 1 for 2 in the stolen base department this season. McGuire will toss over to keep an eye on him. Overcast skies now. We've had a little mix of clouds and sun. Seems like the wind has died down a bit. Here's one pulled through the hole by Jordan Hill. Second hit of the ball game for the sophomore. And now it's 2 on. Hit number 7 total for Randolph-Macon. Jackets threatening again here. In the top of the 8th, this is Grayson Bush. He's 1 for 3 so far today. Bush is a senior from Charlottesville, Virginia. In the Randolph-Macon dugout, trying to, I think, match the volume of the Lynchburg lacrosse team. Good little back and forth going on there. All part of the fun here surrounding our day and our game in general. College baseball. It is just a delicious dish, and you can come back for second and third helpings. There's another close one from Colin McGuire. Probably feels like the zone's getting a little tighter for him. But this means Grayson Bush is hitting with a 2-0 count. McGuire set just above the waist. Looks at the runner. There is 2 on. This one's not close. 3 balls, no strikes. Grayson Bush, in his career, as a junior last year, playing pretty much every day, he hit 241. He's a career 293 hitter, though. There's strike 1 from Colin McGuire. It has been a long career for Grayson Bush. Started 33 in 2021. Started 38 games in 22. 44 last year. He started at 12 now this season. So 127 starts total in his career for this senior shortstop. Strike 2 from McGuire. Good job to bounce back from that 3-0 hole there, or deficit. So here's another one of those high leverage pitches right here. A lot riding on this. Full count, 2 outs. Swung on and fouled away. Good spoil from Grayson Bush to stay alive in a hotly contested at bat in a tightly contested ball game. It really is tension time now. Top of the 8th. Full count, 2 outs. Up the middle, O'Kelly McWilliams on 1 hop. He will not throw home. The run will come in. It's a 4-2 Randolph-Macon advantage. Nice at bat. What a swing from Grayson Bush there. He fouled 1 away, then got something he could really sink his teeth into. Putting it up the middle. Back-to-back singles for Randolph-Macon. And here comes Jack Bowles. Jack Bowles is 1 for 2 with a walk. Sean Pokerock will take the mound visit. Macon, 4 runs on 8 hits. The Yellow Jackets have left 5 on. 3 of those have been in scoring position. Randolph-Macon has 2 on right now with 2 outs. It's turned into a long inning for Colin McGuire. All this damage has happened with 2 outs. He struck out Chaz Harvey, got Zach Wernowski to ground out to second, and then a walk to Myers. Hill singled, Bush singled. So it's 3 consecutive that have reached here with 2 outs for Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg fans know that game plan. The Hornets get so many of their runs with 2 outs. So that is not unheard of or even uncommon. Breaking ball, strike 1 from Colin McGuire. Leadoff man on deck, Jack Queasy. Be the first time he faced McGuire. This is batter number 7 that Colin McGuire has gone up against. Back-to-back breaking balls, back-to-back strikes for the freshman. 0-2 count in a 4-2 ball game. Lynchburg has Bowles played the opposite way. O'Kelly McWilliams is set up in a left center gap. McGuire checking the runner. Garcia bouncing behind. They'll throw. Another one that Garcia had to really spring into action to grab and make sure it didn't go into the outfield. See if McGuire goes 3 straight breaking balls. Maybe a setup pitch coming. Let's see. Was another breaking ball in the dirt. Good job by Sean Pokerock to stay down and body that one up. And you could really learn a lot from these 2 catchers today. They've been very solid defensively all the way around, both teams. Lynchburg does have 1 error. Really solid stuff. McGuire looking back. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball up the middle. That's through. Garcia gave a dive. McWilliams, he's going to throw home. Throw pulls Sean Pokerock slightly up the first baseline. Didn't quite handle it cleanly either, and it's another run scored. It's 3 straight singles now for Randolph-Macon. The Yellow Jackets offense coming alive. 4 consecutive have reached, and all with 2 outs here for Randolph-Macon in the top of the 8th. Jackets padding their lead. Randolph-Macon was up 3-2 coming into the inning. It's now a 5-2 advantage. And the light is starting to fade again. We're not even at the 6 o'clock hour with the cloud cover, overcast skies. It's not bright and sunny out there, and it's not bright and sunny right now for the Lynchburg Hornets. Still some ball game, though. First multiple run inning for either squad. It had been all single run scoring so far. High fastball that pulls Sean Pokerock up out of his stance for ball 2. Gavin Collins will lead it off for the Lynchburg Hornets. There's a better height on that fastball from Colin McGuire, but still misses the zone. 3 balls, no strikes on John Queasy. No hits on the day, but he does have a sacrifice fly that scored a run back in the 4th inning. And that one from McGuire, not close. Now it's 5 straight that have reached for Randolph-Macon. Second one that McGuire has walked this inning, and here comes the walk from Coach Travis Beasley. He's going to go get somebody out of the bullpen. We will greet that new pitcher in just a second. Yellow Jackets on top, 5-2 in the top of the 8th inning.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
You're getting your first look at freshman number 11, Thomas Mooring, a freshman from Durham, North Carolina, a teammate with Brandon Garcia and Ben Jones. This will be appearance number 1 in the collegiate career for Thomas Mooring. 6'2", 185, lefty slinger. Tough spot to enter in. It'll be bases loaded. Mooring is a guy that Lynchburg was very happy to get on the roster. Somebody you heard the coaches talking about in the offseason, could be a difference maker. Another guy that, because of injuries and maybe some other factors, not quite ready, but now he is ready and in there. I say not quite ready, just hasn't been ready up to this point, but obviously he wouldn't be in the game here if he wasn't ready. And I don't know if you can see it from your screen, but Mooring's pitches have good action. Looks like velocity is there. Life out of the hand, sharp breaking stuff. He is in a tough spot, though. Not the easiest place to make your collegiate debut, is it, fans? Bases loaded, 2 outs. Your team has already leaked a couple more runs. It's been a 2-run 8th inning so far, and you get to face a very talented lineup as well. But Mooring is in there for a reason. He's ready to go. There's the breaking ball, ball 1. Looked like it missed low. The hitter is Carter Schmidt. Schmidt 0 for 2 on the day. He has walked and been hit by a pitch. Really, the middle of the order has not been that fearsome so far for Randolph-Macon. Just scattered hits all around the lineup, though. Grayson Bush has 2 hits, and Jack Bowles have 2 hits. So the bottom of the order, 8 and 9, really getting it done for Randolph-Macon. 1-1 count. Moorings pitching with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Swung on and fouled away by Carter Schmidt. For the bottom of the order for Randolph-Macon, the 8 and 9 hitters, Bush and Bowles, are a combined 4 for 7. Throw a walk in there as well. 1-2 count. Mooring delivers to Schmidt. This ball's in the air. Should be catchable for Logan Webster. He's under it, moving towards the foul line. Hat comes off. Grab gets made. Good career debut there for Thomas Mooring. Gets an out, keeps Lynchburg within striking distance. Hornets trail 5-2 against Randolph-Macon.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person, competing at
All right, Gavin Collins leading off for Lynchburg in the bottom of the 8th inning as the rain has begun to fall in earnest here at Fox Field. We had a little brief rainstorm in the pregame. It's actually been dry during the game, but now it is raining a little bit, and the wind was blowing it inside. So we adjust our cameras. Try to figure out something for you here, fans. Figure out a way to keep the equipment safe and dry, all while bringing you a high-quality broadcast on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. 0-1 count to Gavin Collins. Connor McCauley still out there. Collins took a big hack but came up empty, and now it's no balls and 2 strikes. Joe Munitz on deck. His spot, anyway, could see pinch hitter here. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lynchburg trailing 5-2. Saw the season and career debut for Thomas Mooring. He got Carter Schmidt to fly out. This is Carter McCauley still pitching for Randolph-Macon. All McCauley's done is strike out 3 of the 4 hitters he's faced. McCauley did give up the bloop single to Eric Hyatt, but he's been really electric so far for Randolph-Macon out of the bullpen. Sometimes the stats and the numbers can give you an indication of what a guy is going to do. But with Connor McCauley, he's pitched 7 2/3 coming into this and only 7 strikeouts. So to strike out 3 in basically an inning, that's ultra impressive. He had Gavin Collins on the ropes there, let him off slightly maybe. It's a 2-2 count now. Still a strikeout threat, of course. With 2 on the wrong side for Gavin Collins. Senior is ready. Gets this one in the air. Still windy and somewhat of a run out there in center field for John Queasy, but he makes the grab through the wind and through the rain for out number 1 at the bottom of the 8th inning. It is Joe Munitz still hitting in this spot. Joe Munitz is 2 for 3 so far in this game. Lynchburg down by 3 now, 5-2. Hornets began the game with 1 in the bottom of the 1st, and Lynchburg led 1-0 until the 4th inning when Randolph-Macon tied it up 1-1. Yellow Jackets went up 2-1 in the 5th. It was a 3-2 game after 7 complete. And then Randolph-Macon just put up the 2 spot there in the top of the 8th inning. 0-1 count to Joe Munitz. Munitz will slash another one. That's through. It's 3 hits in the game for Joe Munitz. Outstanding stuff there for Joe Munitz. And outstanding stuff from John Faust on the camera work, battling the elements. If anybody could win that battle against the elements, it's John Faust. I'd say he got a draw at least. I don't know if he won the battle, but he didn't lose. John Faust is never going to lose out there. And hopefully we can get some shots up with Faust one day. 1 out. Logan Webster hitting with a runner on first. That's Joe Munitz. Webster is 1 for 3 with a single. As all kinds of stuff is happening in the Wooldridge press box. You've got to keep your head on a swivel up here and keep your head on a swivel on the field as well. High and tight fastball. Webster will take that for ball 1. Joe Munitz is going to make us keep talking more and more about him. 3 hits in this game today for number 9, the designated hitter for Lynchburg. And if he keeps this up, he's going to get more and more at bats as well. Joe Munitz, a freshman from Virginia Beach. And as of late, he has been on a tear. A 4-hit day against Eastern Mennonite. 4 for 5. That was in game 2 of the doubleheader on Sunday against EMU. And it's 3 hits today for Munitz. So that makes him 7 for his last 9. 7 for his last 9. Joe Munitz on a tear. 1-2 count on Logan Webster. Webster's got this one airborne. Right field. Long run. And it's foul into the Randolph-Macon bullpen. Webster's going to come back and try it again against Connor McCauley. Munitz had a 2-hit day on the road at Virginia Wesleyan. So for the freshman now, he has 3 multi-hit games. And he's hit safely in 6 games that he's played in this season. Just 3 starts for Munitz. I mentioned he has come off the bench to sacrifice bunting and some other pinch hitting opportunities and more opportunities to follow after a good game today. Joe Munitz is on first. Logan Webster hitting. 2-2 count with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Lynchburg trailing by 3. Here's the pitch from McCauley. Webster off the knuckles, flaring it into the Randolph-Macon dugout. What a great effort from Miles Webb. He ran in and hit that protective railing in front of the dugout nearly at full speed. Kind of looked like he took it in the right rib there. There is some padding on that railing, but still, Miles Webb hit that thing pretty hard. Umpire checked on him, make sure he was okay. And we are set to go here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from McCauley off the plate for ball 3. Sean Pokerock on deck. He's 0 for 1, but has reached with a walk and a hit by pitch. Full count delivery coming up from the lefty, McCauley. Southpaw, ready. Here it comes. Upstairs for ball 4. 5 walks in the game now for Lynchburg as a team, getting closer to their per-game average of 5.95. Lynchburg is 7th in the country right now in walks. That's a category they have led nationally before. Road may be coming to an end here for Connor McCauley. Let's wait and see. There's 1 out with runners on first and second. Munitz at second, Webster at first. Sean Pokerock, the catcher, is hitting. This will be the 3rd different pitcher that Pokey has faced. Randolph-Macon has used 6. It will be Connor McCauley staying out there. But the fact is still true. Pokerock got 2 plate appearances off Bear Bowers, who started, pitched pretty effectively. Held Lynchburg to 1 run in his time out there. Pokerock saw Bowers twice, Stanley once, and now McCauley. This will be the 8th hitter McCauley has thrown to. Brandon Garcia will make 1 time through the lineup for Connor McCauley, who's really been outstanding. There's one that just missed from McCauley. I think both teams probably feel like the zone is tightened up a little bit. But you could argue, if the umpire's consistently tight, isn't that what you want as a coach? Consistency? That one was in the dirt. As Chaz Harvey's mitt was on the ground, snaring that one. 2 balls, no strikes to Sean Pokerock. Runners on first and second. Pokerock, a .256 hitter coming into the game. He's driven in just 8. Pokey splitting time behind the dish with Riley O'Donovan. This is start number 12 of the season for Sean Pokerock. 25th game of the year for Lynchburg. Pokey wanted that, fouled it straight back over our heads. Lynchburg 17-7 on the season. Well, I guess that makes it it does make it the 25th game for the 17th ranked team in the country. Lynchburg 48-8 last season as the national champions. Pokerock into the belly of the third baseman. They'll go to second to get the first one. Across for the second. It is a double play to get out of the inning. The third baseman, Zach Warnowski, the freshman, had to hang tough on a hot shot. It got into his body, but he fielded through to second for 1, and then across the diamond for the third. That is big for Macon. Yellow Jackets looking for some insurance in the top of the 9th. They lead 5-2.
Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
Matt Cassidy, sophomore, on to pitch for the University of Lynchburg in a 5-2 ball game. Cassidy pitched in 8 games last year as a freshman. He's doing that very difficult pitcher-catcher two-way combo. Struck out 4 in an NCAA regional game against Lebanon Valley and pitched 2 2/3 innings in that NCAA championship series against Johns Hopkins. I believe that was in game 2 against Hopkins. But if you think back, still so much value in that because you save some other guys, you get through those innings, you get to that game 3, and then Lynchburg gets the win in the national championship. Let's go back to this season, though. This is pitching appearance number 1 of the year for Cassidy. Bouncing ball towards the middle. Ben Jones on the move, flips it sidearm over for the out. Cassidy does have a hit this season. Cassidy is 1 for 5 as a hitter this year. The sophomore from nearby Heritage High School. The alma mater of associate head coach Lucas Jones. Cassidy's got a strike there facing Chaz Harvey. Harvey 0 for today, 1 strikeout. Been the bottom of the order that has really done big things for Randolph-Macon. I was looking at 8 and 9. Bush and Bowles, they're a combined 4 for 7. But throw Jordan Hill in there and his 2 hits, and now all of a sudden you've got a 6 for 11 situation from the 7, 8, 9 hole hitters from Randolph-Macon. This one banged to right. Long run for Quinn Madden. Won't get it. It's down on the warning track. Madden picks it up, throws in, and now Chaz Harvey does have his first hit of the game. It's a stand-up double. And it's hit number 10 for Randolph-Macon. This offense from Macon has been great lately. They've been averaging over 13 runs per game in their last 10. And you're not going to get there without being able to swing it. They're up to 10 base hits in this one. Lynchburg has walked 4 Yellow Jacket batters. Randolph-Macon has just been very solid on the road here this first Thursday in April. Game not over. Lynchburg, the home team, will get a chance to answer in the bottom of the 9th. You'd like to only be trying to make up 3 runs, though. So really key to try to leave Chaz Harvey stranded there at second. Cassidy's looking at him. Now he'll spin and throw to Ben Jones, who sprinted in for the coverage. Lynchburg will have their leadoff hitter, Brandon Garcia, up. He's 1 for 3 with a walk in this game. O'Kelly McWilliams and Ben Jones still looking for their first hits of the game. Harvey bouncing off. And this ball fouled away by Zach Wernowski. Wernowski's got 1 hit and a sacrifice fly. Wernowski's played a really good third base, including starting that last double play that ended the threat in the 8th inning for Lynchburg. Lynchburg had runners on first and second with 2 outs. Sean Pokerock hit the ball pretty hard, but right at Wernowski. Wernowski has fouled this one away into Wake Fieldhouse to our right. Cassidy set at the waist, checks the runner, delivers with an 0-2 count off the plate for ball 1. More pitching options loose and available for Lynchburg. We've seen some players getting warmed up in the bullpen. Hornets bullpen should be fairly intact for that doubleheader against Ferrum on Saturday. And again, everybody's different. Some guys have those rubber arms. They can bounce back quicker than others. But it feels like Lynchburg's in a pretty good spot. And that's the big challenge for a coach is how do you manage that bullpen? How do you make sure you can get through this game, give yourself a chance to win the game, but not do anything to hinder your chances winning down the road, like the doubleheader against Ferrum. Nice job by Cassidy to bounce off, field the spot, and throw to first for the out. 2 down now in the top of the 9th inning. So, yeah, you would like to win this game. You'd like to keep Randolph-Macon at bay and then have your offense come back and score, but you can't burn all your pitchers and not have things available and intact for you for a doubleheader day on Saturday against Ferrum. And as a coach, you're always concerned about those extra innings. What are we going to do if the game goes long? No runner on second like in the big leagues. But even in the bigs, that's what the manager really stays up all night thinking about. How do we use the bullpen? Who do we go to where? Who deserves another shot? Who deserves more reps? 1-1 count now as Cassidy has one fly out of his hand, wide right from his perspective, wide left from ours. The hitter is Myers, Matt Myers. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Game number 17 Myers has appeared in. He's 1 for 1 off the bench for Nathan Chen. Also a walk in there for Matt Myers. 2-1 count facing the sophomore righty, Matt Cassidy. To the right side, Eric Hyatt's got the big basket on it, snares that one with the first baseman's mitt. That's the end of the top of the 9th. Let's see if the comeback is on for the Hornets in the bottom of the frame. Lynchburg needs 3 to tie, 4 to walk it off. The closer, Sam Slevin, is on to pitch the bottom of the ninth for Randolph-Macon. Slevin in 11 appearances now, 4 saves. He's 1-1. 2.70 earned run average. Batters hitting just .240 off this junior from Virginia Beach. Already mentioned him. He set the school record, single season record anyway, for appearances last year with 22. And now this is appearance number 12, so 44 in his career now. For the junior, Sam Slevin. And this is your guy. This is why you have a closer. This is why you have somebody you know you're going to give the ball to in these situations to try to get it done for you. He's got a 3-run cushion. This Lynchburg offense can erase that in the blink of an eye, but it is going to take some work. There's a fastball at the eye line to start the at-bat to Brandon Garcia, 1-0 count. Garcia, McWilliams, unless we've got a pinch hitter over there, and it looks like we might on deck. We'll get to it, though. Sometimes, again, a team will send up one guy, pull a guy back. Sometimes you can have some gamesmanship in the on-deck circle. It does look like we may get a pinch hitter for O'Kelly McWilliams. 2-0 count to Brandon Garcia. Slevin out of the stretch. There's a good, lively fastball on the inside corner for strike one. That's one thing you can see, good velocity from Slevin right away. We'll get a look at the breaking pitches as the inning goes on. As we get some sunshine back. That one nearly got the jersey of Brandon Garcia. 3-1 count. I think he's disappointed. Wished he would have let that one hit him, perhaps. But the sun is back out. It's in the middle of saying that. We had overcast conditions for a bit, but nice right now. Wind still blowing in hard from right center. Strike two. That one caught the top edge of the zone. And now the count is full with nobody out. On deck for Lynchburg, looks like Eddie Gimbel. There's ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for Brandon Garcia. He's drawn 2 of those today. That is walk number 6 for Lynchburg as a team, statistically over their per-game average. It will be number 20, Eddie Gimbel, pinch hitting for O'Kelly McWilliams IV. Eddie Gimbel's been kind of a super specialist with the pinch hitting this season. Gimbel has started 4 games, but now appeared in 6 off the bench. Inside fastball, strike one. Runner on first is Brandon Garcia. He'll be station to station, no chances over there. You're down 3. It's not that Garcia's run is unimportant. He has to score, but 2 runs need to follow him in as well to continue the game for Lynchburg. We are in the bottom of the 9th. Eddie Gimbel on the season, .385 hitter. That's 5 for 13. He's driven in 4, walked 4 times, struck out twice. Another guy with a 2-to-1 walks to strikeouts on the good side for a hitter. Lynchburg's got a lot of guys like that. Ben Jones and Eric Hyatt come to mind. Brandon Garcia comes to mind now. Garcia's now got 23 walks to just 10 strikeouts. It's incredible to have so many guys like that. 3-1 count. Might be a green light situation. Down by 3 in the bottom of the 9th. This might be a straight take right here for Eddie Gimbel. We may find out. We may not. Middle target. Slevin hit it for strike 2. Count is full with nobody out. Ben Jones is on deck for Lynchburg. Eric Hyatt in the hole. Hyatt has 2 hits. And I did mention they're both with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Slevin not close on a wayward fastball. It's back-to-back free passes.
Now batting number 21, Ben Jones.
Baseball fans would be aware of the fact that sometimes with your hard-throwing closers, they can be wild at times. A lot of times it's effectively wild. I'll tell you, though, Slevin has not been wild up to this point this season. He struck out 20 in 13 of the 3rd innings, and he'd only walked 2 coming in to this game. So he just doubled his season walk total right there in the last 2 hitters. Yeah, Coach Ray Hedrick's not taking the ball from Sam Slevin. Just a little word there to try to calm him down. Lynchburg's got the tying run at the plate, though. It's about all you can ask for from your ball club, trailing 3 in the bottom of the 9th. A lot of times comeback attempts like that just end in a whimper. You go 3 up, 3 down, or you get one guy on, and that's that. But Lynchburg is not going to go away so easily. Slevin was set and ready before Ben Jones was, but no problem. Slevin's going to turn and flip it to second base. Ben Jones in the batter's box represents the tying run. Eric Hyatt on deck, 2 for 4. Ben Jones hitless so far. He struck out a couple times in this game. Ben Jones is actually riding a 5-game hitting streak. To keep that going would really help Lynchburg's chances. A base hit means the tying run is on base and the winning run is at the plate. An extra base hit might get things even closer than that potentially. Ben Jones represents the tying run. Lynchburg down by 3. 5-2 Randolph-Macon lead. But the closer is on in a save situation for a reason, because it's still a close ball game. Got to look at the sharp breaking stuff from Sam Slevin. Jones saw it, didn't pull the trigger. 1-1 delivery coming up from the righty. That looked to just be a hard fastball, maybe even a cutter. That had some movement into Ben Jones' body, but he took it for ball 2. First baseman's back. Third baseman's actually in on the grass. And it looks like the field umpire wants Sam Slevin to get a new baseball. And that's exactly what will happen. Third baseman Zach Wernowski on the grass line at third. Rest of the infield's fairly deep. Outfield is medium right now. I wondered if they might be a bit deeper with Ben Jones representing the tying run. Really key is the defense to keep Ben Jones out of scoring position. On a base hit, your outfield should be looking to throw right into second base. 3-1 count. Hitters count for Benny Bombs. Slevin's walked the first 2. Ben Jones wanted it. Looked like he was in the launch position and ready to take a hack, but it's just a foul ball. We're ready here with a full count. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Slevin holds, now looks and fires. Ben Jones into center field. Long run there, but the catch is going to be made by John Queasy. Brandon Garcia does tag and scamper into third with no play. Runners at the corners now with 1 out. Looked like Ben Jones may have just missed doing his explosive thing that has become so common in his young career. Ben Jones, just a sophomore. There'll be better days for him. 0 for 5 today for Benny Bombs. Not what he would have wanted, but hopefully he can bounce back from that. I know he can. Eric Hyatt, let's see if he can continue the game for Lynchburg. Hyatt now represents the tying run. Runners on first and third. There's a fastball right down Broadway for Sam Slevin. Seems to be getting it figured out after walking the first 2 batters he faced, Garcia and Gimbel, and then did fall behind Ben Jones 3-1. Slevin looking a bit more in control now. Yeah, breaking ball. Hyatt didn't like it. It's an 0-2 count. Third baseman still even with the bag for Randolph-Macon. I find that a little interesting. Different strokes for different folks, though. Count is 1-2. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. It's a 5-2 ball game. 3-run cushion for Randolph-Macon that feels anything but comfortable right now from a Yellow Jacket perspective. There's the breaking ball that caught Eric Hyatt looking. Strike 3, out number 2. So difficult to strike out Eric Hyatt. Sam Slevin absolutely spun a beauty of a breaking ball there to freeze the junior. Quinn Madden represents the last chance for Lynchburg. 2 for 3 with a walk. And still the tying run. And a guy that can change the game with 1 swing. Madden is the team leader in home runs with 6. 8 doubles as well. That would get him in scoring position. 0-1 count. Slevin really does look in command now. Took him a couple batters to get it figured out. Seems like he's back to his winning ways, though. Slevin is 1 for 1, so he's taken 1 loss this year. In now 11 appearances, 11 relief appearances, no starts in his career. A true bullpen specialist, Sam Slevin. Counts even at 1-1. Madden thought about it, didn't offer, and it's ball 2. Garcia leading off at third, Eddie Gimbel at first. Potential pinch hitting options might be available again as I scan the Lynchburg bench area. Madden went for a big hack. Nothing there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 outs. Could all come down to this right here. Sam Slevin looks in, has the sign. He's ready to go. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Madden staying alive. Pushing it foul to the right side. Lynchburg back in action Saturday. On the road against the Ferrum Panthers. Back at home Tuesday. Another 2-2 coming up from Slevin. Ball 3. Eddie Gimbel can be on the go at first base now. In fact, Miles Webb, the first baseman's not even going to hold him on. He backs off. Both corners are deep now. Outfield shifted the opposite way on Quinn Madden. Here's the full count pitch. Madden bouncing ball up the middle. This will be a tough play. But the play is made there. Jordan Hill moving towards the bag, fielding and throwing out Quinn Madden at first. It's a victory for Randolph-Macon. A road win, 5-2. They beat Lynchburg. Lynchburg moves to 17-8 on the season. Hornets are now 7-4 in ODAC play. Randolph-Macon 17-6. They move to 9-2. They do move into a tie for first place in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference with Roanoke. Congratulations to Randolph-Macon on a hard-fought, well-deserved victory. Lynchburg, they'll try to rally and get 2 wins on Saturday on the road against Ferrum. Our next LHSN broadcast will be Tuesday, April the 9th, as Lynchburg will host Virginia Wesleyan. Kyle Haney saying so long. Hope you enjoyed the baseball, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.